All right, looks like we are live. Welcome back to yet another BriHive live stream. What is going on, everyone? I feel like I have not been on YouTube in forever, and I tried to post a couple of polls, and for whatever reason, YouTube was not allowing me to do that. So I have missed y'all. I got overwhelmed with work, so I didn't get those pre-recordeds out that I wanted to get, but that's okay because we have a brand new case that we are going to be jumping into, and it is a very sad case. It comes at a very um I don't even know what to call it. It's very unfortunate, this case. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. We are going to be covering the Sonya Massey shooting by, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but we're going to be covering that. Sean Grayson, a police officer, a sheriff, went over to her house and unalived her when they were supposed to be there helping her out. So we are going to jump into that case. I have the full body camera footage. I haven't watched the full thing of the body camera footage. Basically, like what happens when the police officers get there. I haven't seen all of. I'm not when they get there after the shooting happens and there's like a bunch of commotion and them trying to figure out what to do. I have not watched all of that, so that part for me will be live reaction. But I am going to be pausing the videos and kind of giving my commentary on it because I feel like a lot of people have talked about this case, but they really haven't addressed a lot of the major issues in this case. So if you guys know what case I'm talking about, is really, really new. It really just came out maybe, or not came out, but they publicized it maybe like 2 days ago. And so the video has been going around. It's very graphic. So this is your trigger warning now that the video is graphic. I'll give another one when we're getting ready to watch it. And then also another one when we're getting ready to get to that part of the trigger warning. And now I'm like kind of regretting that I didn't watch the whole video because I'm like, do they ever show? I don't want them to show her unalive, but I believe that they blur it if I'm not mistaken. So let me actually kind of fast forward through it and make sure that doesn't have. Okay, so they do blur it. Oh my gosh. Even the blur is not good though. And they're still freaking aiming the goddamn gun. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, so we're going to go through the indictment. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit all over the place because it's insane to me. And like, I'm really mad that this happened. So y'all might get spicy Bri tonight. So again, we're covering Sonya Massey. I have been watching, no, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I've watched one day of the Black Swan. I'm in catch-up mode because I've been super busy at work. So I am watching that so that I can give you guys some recaps on what's happening in the trial. But that's probably going to be delayed a little bit because of everything that's going on at work for me. So go ahead and drop in the chat if you've heard about this new case. And also, this is the poll I was trying to put up on YouTube. If you guys do want to cover the Black Swan or the ballerina trial that's going on with Ashley Benefield, who unalived her husband while going through or potentially about to go through a custody battle. And I have strong words regarding the opening statement. I have strong opinions about who out of the attorneys are doing well on the actual cross-examination and direct examination of the witnesses. I have opinions, but again, I've only watched one day. So I'm going to continue to watch it. Y'all let me know if that's something y'all are interested in. Are you interested in recaps or just watching some of the most interesting witnesses? Let me know. A lot of the testimony was not that long in the first day. So anyways, I'm rambling now, y'all. Let me go ahead and jump into the chat. If you haven't hit the like button already, please do hit the like button. And y'all, my brain is all over the place because I'm like, I can't believe that the video it's not fun. I would tell you that the video is not fun. This is going to be a heavier topic. We got a lot of not a lot of evidence, but it's a heavy topic and we're going to get into it. So anyways, again, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. It does help us out on the channel. And let me go ahead. We're at, oh gosh, it's starting the ad again. We are at 17 likes. Shout out to the BriHive with 16 people watching live. But if you haven't hit the like button, please do. It does help out the channel. And we love the likes. We love the likes. And again, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. It does help out the channel as well. So let me go ahead and bring Bossy B in. Y'all haven't seen her all week. Where you at, Bossy? All right. And if y'all are watching live, make sure you go ahead and drop a chat to say hello and let us know that you are here live. We got Amy Evans coming in the beginning saying all by myself, singing, don't want to be all by myself anymore. Welcome in, Amy Evans. Nice to see you tonight. Amy saying, I just saw a post about this, so I'm excited to hear about it. It is a heavy case, so I'm going to try to get through it without being too much of spicy brie, okay? We got Chelsea B saying, hey, hello, and welcome in. Nice to have you in tonight. Amy saying hi to Chelsea. We got Alicia Vasquez. I hope I'm not saying, we had that one attorney with that last name. Or no, it wasn't an attorney. It was a person in the case, and I don't know if I was saying it right, but hello and welcome into the live stream. We got Irene. I'm not even going to try that next part. I'm going to be struggling on it for 5 minutes. And hey, Bree and friends, this is a hard one. I just watched the video. I have questions. Well, question away in the chat because I really want to know what other people are thinking. Like, I've read comments, I've watched the video. I hate the video, first of all. And it's annoying that it's even out here, but also I think that it's necessary to kind of talk about as well. So go ahead with the comments or in the questions, because I have questions too. And we got Patty B, welcome in, saying, hey, new sub. So happy you're covering this. Hello and welcome in. Nice to have you tonight. And thank you for subscribing. We got Kimmy Locker saying to Amy Evans, we're here. Hello, BriHive. Hello, Kimmy, our member, moderator, consultant of the channel, paralegal of the channel. Welcome back in. Nice to have you in tonight. We got Black Heavyweight saying, so when she died, she had both hands in the air. But when she stood back up, they said she had a pot in her hand. So my question is, where was the pot before she ducked? And we're going to get into it. Some people have said that they've watched it slow mode. I have not watched it slow mode. I don't think she had the pot in her hand. And let me know if y'all can hear this. I'm trying to play this ad so it's not in our way when we're getting ready to stream. I didn't see the pot. I saw oven mitts, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it when we get into the video. We're first going to read the charging document, and then we're going to get into the video. Hello, Swanky, moderator of the channel. Welcome back, saying, wait, are you going to show the shooting itself? Yes, the shooting is shown, but you cannot see her. She's like behind a counter while the shots are going off. Otherwise, we would skip over that part. But the thing is, I saw the video where they took out the shooting, and then I saw the video with the shooting, and it brings a lot more emotion. Not that I'm trying to make y'all emotional on the stream, but you actually feel like what he did to her. Like, it was unnecessary versus going, okay, this is where he shoots him. I want you guys to see, and you can skip it if you want to, how he shot her. Because it was uncalled for. It was completely inappropriate. I saw this take on TikTok and I was like, girl, what are you thinking? And we'll talk about that take as well. I'm not going to play her and give her more views on this on YouTube. But yeah, the take this one woman had, okay? Absolutely ridiculous. Jazzy G became a member. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. And for those of you who do not know about our membership, we do have 2 levels of the membership. One is $199, another one is $499 per month. And on that membership, on both memberships, you get badges and quality emojis that I made myself. And then on the higher tier, the BriHive tier membership, you get to join the live streams with me and chat live about it. Did we do one in June? I forgot. I might have forgot to do one in June. But anyways, we'll do a members live stream. Oh no, it's freaking July. Did we do one in July? I'm gonna have to figure out when to do. I think we missed July, or did we do one early? I don't know. I don't remember. Anyways, we'll do a member live stream at some point. But thank you, Jazzy G, for joining the membership. We got Irene saying, everything I've seen is blurred, but you can totally see she was, that she was unalived intentionally by someone, in my opinion. Yeah, you can definitely see it. And this one, it's not, the shooting part is not blurred out, but her body is blurred out, but you can still see like the blood. So, and I didn't know that, but now we know. Kimmy Locker is saying, welcome to Jazzy G for becoming a member of the channel. We got Patty B saying, I have heard the Sonya Massey case, so tragic. It's horrible. I don't know what that guy was thinking. Irene says, I'm a supporter of Ashley Benefield. Just saying, are you? Wow. I don't know if I can get on that boat, Irene. It's too fishy. Her attorney, I will say this while we're going in, her attorney had a really strong opening statement, in my opinion. Y'all can let me know if y'all agree or disagree with that. Jazzy G says, hey, everyone. Hello. And again, thank you for becoming a member. We got Blessed Mommy of 4 saying good evening, Bree and BriHive. Hello, and good to have you back. Kimmy Locker says, I'm behind on day 3 of the Black Swan trial, but I've been super into it and don't think the state proved her guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I thought they'd have a much stronger case. I got comments. And I've only watched the first day, okay? And to me, a lot of evidence is not coming out. Like, they have the evidence of the crime scene, fine, that's easy. It's easy to get in. But like the testimony, and the thing that makes it hard is that no one was there but her and him. So no one can really testify to what happened. She's gonna argue battered wife. I don't think she wins on battered wife, Kimmy. So I do think that she goes to jail. I don't think that she wins on battered wife. But again, I'm only in day 1, so maybe some other things come out. But my opinion is that defense counsel is not getting any of his points in, like none at all from the first day. Maybe it changed in day 2 or day 3. I'll see when I watch it over the weekend. But yeah, I just don't see her succeeded on battered wife, the battered wife self-defense. And the other thing about it is a lot of time battered wife syndrome defense is not a good defense. It's hard. It's very hard to succeed on, and it's a pretty new defense, honestly. Or I guess about 25 years. It's still pretty new of a defense, and I don't see a lot of people succeed on it. But also, I don't watch every battered wife defense trial, right? Saying thanks to Kimmy, says Jazzy G. Alicia Vasquez dropping a B. Hello, drop the B. Irene says, it's such a heavy subject. It's given Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, and Matrice Richardson, just to say a few names. It is literally insane. Like, literally someone minding their business, looking for help. And I'm going to stop it on points where I wish they would have just left. I wish, like, you know, they should have never, in my opinion, they should have never gone in the house, but we'll get to it in a little bit. We got Hella Swanky corrected the name for Breonna Taylor. DTG says 1030 or 10 says 1032. GTG says, I have family in the neighborhood where Miss Massey was unalived. I'm sorry. Hopefully the neighborhood is doing okay. I would not trust any of those police anymore. Kimmy Locker says, whoops, just noticed I was in my music account, back to mod member, and said, I was like, I noticed, but I was like, whatever. I was like, okay. But I was like, I don't know how the moderator went away. Irene says, Hella Swanky, thanks. Didn't mean to misspell her name. Amy Evans says, thanks to Kimmy, I was getting lonely for coming in. That doesn't justify what the officer did at all. That dude went in there wanting to do that. Like, you cannot convince me of anything else. You cannot convince me that he did not have that agenda. I would love for someone to convince me of that. Irene says, she said sorry and then ducked. My heart was beating. Yeah, it's bad. Bless Mommy of 4 says, so uncalled for. Rest in peace, Sonya. I agree. Jazzy G says, I read somewhere that the cop that shot didn't have the body cam on. Was wondering if that's true. No, he did not have his body camera on. I don't know if he had it on at some point. We see it all from the point of view of the other police officer, who, in my opinion, seemed a little bit less kind of like the backup. He was, in my opinion, the backup versus like very well trained and not the superior within the partnership, if that makes sense. I believe that the guy kind of leading the whole thing, and I mean, it makes sense with his personality. He has like a douche personality, in my opinion, but now he has a douchebag personality, Brie. But he has a douchebag personality, in my opinion, and I think he was the leader. And I don't think that the second guy knew he was about to do that. I think that the first guy knew he was going in there to do that. The second guy, I don't think he had a clue his partner was off his rocker that day. Hella Swanky says, okay, I'm a tap out then. Don't need to see this Black woman on the live again and again, especially not for commentary. It's just not necessary. Definitely understand it. Irene says, yep, just saying, I think she felt in danger. He admitted to so much violence. Yeah. Yeah, Chelsea B says state rested today, didn't prove it. Oh, really? Already? They're already done resting the case? Irene says he was 30 years older than her. Yes, that is true. That is true, but she was a dog. I don't know. Out of years and unaliving someone, I don't know if that, I'll have to see what the rest of your point of view is on that. Jazzy G says, agree, shouldn't have even went in the house. Yeah, the police, they should not have gone in her house. There was literally no reason. Patty B says, it really angered me when the police officer threatened her like, I'm gonna shoot you in the head before he actually did it. It's scary because that's what he intended to do. I think that was his goal from the beginning. Irene says actress Vanessa Marquez was deleted by cops in the same manner. ER actress. Oh, I didn't know that. Kimmy Locker says, I don't know if I'm necessarily an Ashley Benefield supporter because I agree there's fishiness, but I don't know why that word was hard for me to pick up. Fishiness, but I think she should be acquitted. She may not prove better spouse, but Kimmy, I don't know, because second degree is not intentional. It's heat of passion. And I think she was in the heat of passion. I don't think it's self-defense. Okay, I'm gonna go on. Kimmy says, I don't think the state disproves self-defense beyond a reasonable doubt. And it's not for them to disprove the self-defense. It's her goal to say that it was self-defense. We'll see what happens. Deacon Fiddle, another member and moderator of the channel, says, oh, how can I go in on him? For which one? The entire department, really. Yeah. And I'm just happy that they arrested him quickly. DTG says his cam was either turned on or automatically activated just after the shots. I think he turned it on. I think we can see him turning it on. Deacon Fatal says, so Grayson was dishonorably discharged under serious misconduct from the Army or from the police department or sheriff department. Deacon Fatal says, now I'm very concerned about how he got hired by so many departments over the years. Deacon Fatal says 6 departments. They got to be kidding me on this one. Irene says he had so many jobs in 6 years. Like, hello, yeah. And Patty B says, I agree with Kate. Kate, or the state has probably not proven Ashley guilty. Okay. Patty says, sorry, I meant to say I agree with the chat. That state has not proven Ashley should be found guilty or found not guilty. Deacon Fatal says, I'm supposed to believe that former Officer Grayson has never gone through a use of force model. Yeah, no, not from the Army, not from any training, apparently. Kimmy Locker says, if they can't / don't disprove self-defense, then they don't prove passion and heat of the moment. That I'm gonna let it go for now and look forward to your thoughts on you catch up. Yeah. Irene says, maybe haven't seen a nurse for 30 years, but nothing about her behavior was threatening to the cops, in my opinion. I agree. I definitely agree with that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charging documents in the case. Let me see here. We got 24 likes, y'all. If y'all haven't hit the like button, please do. It does help out the channel and helps us get more friends here watching and learning about what's going on in the world. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Where did we go? Grayson's charging documents. And we got Bossy B coming through. All right, so we have his charging documents. Unfortunately, with this court case, they do not allow us to grab documents offline. You can only get them in person from their court, or I'm sure there's a different way to order them, but the only way I saw on the website was to go down and get the documents in person. So he is being charged with several counts of first-degree unaliving. So he has 3 counts of first-degree unalivings. I don't know how that works. I thought you only can get 1 for each person, but for whatever reason, he has 3 charges for that. Maybe under different theories is what I would assume, but they all cite the same statute and give it the same class. So I don't really know what the difference is here. My assumption would be different theories, but they're just not telling us what the different theory is. Then he has a 4th complaint of aggravated battery with a firearm. So that is also aggressive, and he definitely aggravated batteried her for sure. And then he also has a count of official misconduct. And I believe that is it. So he has 5 counts against him in the complaint, 3 for the unaliving, 1 for aggravated battery with a firearm, and then another one for official misconduct with him behaving basically inappropriately as an officer. Okay, and then so it does kind of give us a summary of the hearing. So we'll go ahead and look up we'll go ahead and see what that says. It says present the people by Asa Marie Rogers, present the defendant in person in the custody of the sheriff of, how do you say that? Sangamon County, which is like ironic, right? He was the sheriff and now he's in custody with the same sheriff's office. That is embarrassing, but definitely not as bad as what he did to Sonya. Cause called for arraignment. So they had an arraignment. Attorney Daniel Fultz present in open court on behalf of the defendant. So he already has an attorney. Defendant furnished with a copy of the indictment, advised of the nature of the charges and the maximum penalties. That is what I was trying to get. Did I say the charging documents? These are not the charging documents. This is just the docket on the court's website. We could not see the charging documents because you have to go down to the court and actually get them. So he was advised of the maximum penalties. He pleaded not guilty. And then the pretrial discovery order was entered. So they'll start doing discovery to kind of figure out what happened here. Then there's arguments heard on people's verified petition to deny, Arguments heard on people's verified petition to deny pretrial release. People's Exhibit A and B tendered on the clerk for retention during hearings. People's verified petition to deny pretrial release is granted. So he was not granted or he was not released on bail. He brings up something about having some type of illness. I forget what it was. I think it was cancer, but don't quote me on that. And then he was like, oh, and I'm also supposed to be getting married to my fiance in a couple of months. Like, bro, F you. We do not care that you're supposed to be getting married. You don't need to get married. Your girl needs to leave you, honestly. So he's more concerned about getting married to his woman as if that woman still wants him, which I hope she does not still want him. The call set for trial on August 26, 2024. So he'll go to trial call to see when the trial is going to go forward. And the defendant is advised of trial absentia. Calls continued. Defendant remanded to custody of the county, the sheriff's county, or the sheriff, the jail, right? And then they go on and let us know what judges they were, or what the judge was, and what is he? They also denied extended media coverage. So we are probably not going to see this online play out in trial. So they denied the extended media coverage. And so they denied it for the trial/proceeding. So no, we are not going to see this trial online, unfortunately. And it has a lot of media attention. I will be surprised if his trial is held in that county, because I'm sure everybody in that county knows what happened, right? They're probably going to move him to a different county to have the case heard. And this is national news at this point. So I would be very, 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 very surprised if they proceed with the trial in the, how do you even say this county's name? What is it? In the Sangamon, I don't know how to say it. We'll see if they'll actually hold this case in that county, because I guarantee you everyone knows about this case in that area. So anyways, it's a criminal felony, of course. He's being charged with unaliving, aggravated battery with a firearm, and official misconduct. So let me know what y'all think about that so far. And then we're going to watch the video. So we're going to start from the very beginning of them actually looking through the yard, which is nice. One police officer was smart and turned his camera on, so we were able to see that. I'm going to watch it at like a sped up version of it, because they're literally just walking through a yard and they don't really find anything. So I'm going to watch that on speed up, and then we're going to watch the conversation. We're going to watch how aggressively they were coming into the house. And now, honestly, after Hella Swinky's comment, I feel like I don't want to show the rest of the video, because of, like, you can literally see what happened. So I might have to step off and watch it on camera so that I can give a summary. I watched the beginning of it, but I did not get to like what aid was rendered afterward. Or maybe we can just like listen to it on sound, because I really don't want that on the screen while we are on live. That might not be a good idea. So I think maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just listen to the sound after we get through like the conversation piece of things, right? So let's go ahead and see what the chat has to say, and then we'll go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, and for those of you who do not know what we're talking about Sonya Massey, the unaliving of this woman by a cop, and we have not gotten into the crux of what people are saying. It was a Black woman that was unalived by a white cop, and so there is a lot of racial tension with this case as well. Even for me, even taking race out of it, the cop was wrong. The cop was wrong. I don't know why he thought that was appropriate to do. Let's see here. We got Deacon Fatal saying, okay, cops have tasers, mace, and there are a lot of methods he could have used. And we're going to listen. And I'm telling you, I got comments on this. He could have walked out the door. He could have backed out the door. The lady was behind a counter. Okay. We're going to talk about it when we get into the video. Deacon Fatal says, because they don't want you to know how much they messed up. Oh, yeah. Before the video came out, they were like, she shot herself. Like, come on now. In that direction, I don't think so. Irene says, people saying she had boiling water near her. Well, a house is full of potential weapons, so that doesn't work for me. I agree wholeheartedly on that. Deacon Fatal says, question to me. Can the prosecution ask for the reason he was discharged in that way? In the trial for her, I mean, his supervisors, he wouldn't be able to testify to. I mean, he doesn't have to testify as the defendant, but yeah, he can ask his supervisors why he was fired in that way. But I think it's kind of obvious why he was fired. It just needs to come up that he was fired for, why he was discharged for those reasons. DTG says, Illinois has no cash bail. No, by the way, kind of rhymes with Hangamon. Oh, Hangamon. Interesting. Sangamon. Okay. County, Illinois has no cash bail anymore, either dangerous and kept locked up or out of jail for free. Well, I'm glad they didn't let him out of jail. I didn't realize they didn't have cash bond. So thank you for that information. But I'm glad they didn't let him out, because who knows what he would have done. He looks like someone that would go on a rampage. Deacon Fatal says he definitely isn't going to prison there, which in my honest opinion is where he belongs. I think they'll handle the case in a different county. I don't know where he'll go to prison. Deacon Fatal says, okay, chat, take your time. And if you don't need to watch this, don't. Exactly. If you don't need to watch it, don't. I am going to try to play it with the audio, because I don't think that we need to show the video on live. But we're going to watch like the interaction prior, and then afterwards we'll listen to just audio, because you can literally, it's blurred, but you can still tell that there's blood on the floor, right? Deacon Fiddle says, I have to watch this stuff for school and such. Makes sense. Jazzy G says, yeah, I just listened after the shooting occurred. That's what I'm going to do. Patty B says, you actually can't see her getting shot. His arm blocks that, but it's your channel. Yeah. And so I'm going to show that part, because like I said, I watched it where they just said, okay, this is where she was shot. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know what happened. She could have popped up with a knife. Who knows, right? But also, if she had a knife, again, you're that far away, you can get away. What was that mass shooter for the, what was his name that shot up the church, the black church? And they like took him to Burger King. Y'all didn't shoot him. And he had like an AK-47, dude. And when we get into that, I think Spicy Brie is going to come out. I think she's going to come out. Deacon Fatal says he did have a lot of tats. That screams he was with the mess. And I can say some things. I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube though. Deacon Fatal says no, why he was discharged from the army. Oh yeah. I don't know. I haven't looked that much into like his background yet, because like I said, I've been super busy at work, but I did see this come up. It did distract me from work a little bit. And I was like, I was pissed, y'all. Like when I say I was pissed watching this. Like this made absolutely no sense. I tried to rewatch it to see like, okay, what did she do wrong? She didn't do nothing wrong. Nothing. And I just can't get behind anyone that says that she did something wrong here. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I need to play this freaking ad a little bit, and then we'll jump into it. Okay, y'all, I'm just waiting for the ad to end because we're going to read what was said there. Oh, and then also I need to change the screen. So stop screen share, and then we are going to re-screen share, and we are going to do this one. Yes, and share the audio. Let me know if y'all can hear okay. In the beginning, there is no sound. So you won't hear anything until a little bit after they start running through the yard. Oh, I have to add it to the screen. Okay, there we go. Here we go, y'all. And again, did I bossy bee us? I don't remember. I think I did. Anyways, again, trigger warning. This is graphic. It's graphic. It's triggering. Someone is unalived here. And then we see like the aggressive personality of the cop as well. So if you are anti-violence, like Deacon Fatal said, if you don't need to watch it or you can't watch it, do not watch it. I will take no offense if anybody logs off at this point. But for now, they're going to just be kind of going through the yard. Not actually. I'll let you know when we're getting close to it. Okay, so here we go. And so I'm going to read what they have. Do I have it on speed right now? No, okay. So this is the Sangamon County office. On July 6, 2024 at 12:50 a.m., Sangamon County Sheriff deputies responded to a 911 call, making contact with the caller, Sonya Massey, at her residence. During the interaction inside the home of Miss Massey, former deputy Sean Grayson discharged his firearm, striking Miss Massey and killing her. This interaction was captured on body-worn camera video. On July 6, 2024 at 1:43 a.m., the Sangamon County Sheriff Office notified the Illinois State Police and requested assistance to conduct an independent investigation into the shooting. So happy that they did that. On July 17, 2024, the Sangamon County State Attorney's Office presented evidence from the ISP independent investigation, which included the following body-worn footage. Dang, it went too fast. Do I read slow? maybe Brie. Okay, so it had the body-worn footage of the unaliving of Sonya Massey to the grand jury of the Sangamon County. Oh no, wait, why did they do it again? Come on, Brie. Learn how to read and keep it on pause. Okay. On July 17, 2024, the grand jury returned a true bill of indictment charging former Sangamon County Sheriff Deputy Sean Grayson with 3 counts of first-degree unaliving, 1 count of aggravated battery with a firearm, and 1 count of official misconduct. So those are the charges that we just saw on the docket. I'm thinking that the unaliving charges are under different theories, like intentional and whatever else they have there. On July 17, 2024, an arrest warrant was issued for Grayson and he was taken into custody. So they got him the same freaking day. On July 17, 2024, or I guess he was already in court, so that makes sense. On July 17, 2024, State Attorney John Milheiser and ISP special agents met with the family of Sonya Massey and their attorneys and informed them of the charges against the defendant and his in-custody status. At that time, the family viewed the body-worn camera footage, number 1, and the body-worn camera video, number 2. Oh, there's 2 videos. On July 18, 2024, Circuit Judge Ryan Cadigan ordered Sean Grayson detained pending trial. The charges are not evidence against the defendant, and the defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in the court of law. So that just kind of summarizes what has happened so far. I am going to have the video on 2 times speed to start off because like I said, in the beginning, they're just kind of walking through the yard trying to check if there's someone there. So as they're doing that, I'm probably going to talk a little bit. Again, we got a trigger warning saying this video contains graphic content. Viewers' discretion is advised. Oh, it tells us when we're getting on the body-worn camera, number 1. So again, this part does not have any sound. Maybe I will slow it down because he is moving quite fast. This is the guy that did not do the shooting. This is his body-worn camera. I don't know why homeboy did not have his camera on, but maybe his is body camera number 2 that we see later on. But anyways, here we go. They're walking through the yard, just trying to check. The reason why they were there is because she called the police because she thought someone was in her yard and trying to potentially break into the yard. So that is what we're watching right now. Again, there's no sound. So I will let y'all know when sound comes on, and y'all let me know if y'all can hear the sound, because sometimes I mess up and the sound is not really going. So here we go. Again, as you can see, there's nothing in the yard, but they are doing their duty as the sheriff. She called saying she thinks someone was in her yard, and that's what the sheriff is checking. Now, for those of you that know police officers or sheriffs or deputies, whatever, is it common, or if you are one, is it common for them to do the search before making contact with the homeowner? Is that common? And also, as they're doing this search, they don't have any guns drawn. They just have a freaking flashlight. So if there was an intruder in her yard, oh, you know what? You know why there's probably no sound is because I have it on no sound. But either way it goes, I'll keep talking because they don't really say anything here. And I have the closed captioning on. So if they do say something, we can talk about it. But if you are a police officer, or you know someone that's a police officer, is it common for them to go through the yard and check it out prior to making contact with the person living there? That to me was odd, but also I don't call the police, so I don't know what they do first when they first get there. So apparently I couldn't really tell if she said this was her car or not her car. I think she said it wasn't her car, but then she said it already had that damage. So it's interesting. As you can see, the windows are broken on this car. So there's that. Let me go ahead. I'm going to turn on the sound and see if they're about to get ready to start talking. And I'm going to have it on 1.5 until we get to like the actual conversation. So where's my sound? And so here they are knocking on the door, obviously. Again, not saying anything. They're just knocking on the door in the middle of the night. Mind you guys, it's 12:50 a.m. Okay, middle of the night. They're just knocking on the door. They're not saying sheriff's office. They walked around the yard, no guns drawn, just flashlights. And now they're knocking on the door, not telling her who's knocking on her door at 1 a.m. And it makes me wonder how long it takes them to get there. And y'all let me know if y'all can hear it okay. Again, not saying nothing.
You'll try and call her 17 back here and let her know we're out front.
Okay, so they're looking to call the dispatcher to let her know that they're there. Now, this is on 1.5 speed, so. And you can hear them getting annoyed that she's not opening the door. She thought someone was in her yard.
No, not when I came in. I didn't see anybody.
And so they didn't see anybody in the yard.
I hear her phone ringing. She's using some of the doors.
And so I don't know if you heard them say, he was like, maybe she's dead in there. I don't know exactly what he said. Let me go back and see the subtitles. I think he said, is she dead in there? And the other guy said, hopefully not. This is the guy, the one knocking on the door is the one that ends up doing the shooting. So you can already tell he's quite agitated just waiting at the door.
Is this a ring doorbell? Yeah, it doesn't work though. Sheriff's office.
And so if you hear, they don't respond and tell her that she's a sheriff's office until she says, who's at my door, or whatever she says about why you banging on my door, or whatever it was. And then listen to what he says as he's waiting for her to open the door. He's increasingly getting agitated.
2 houses down. I don't know what's in here. Good. Yeah, she was yawning inside. So hold on. You coming to the door or not?
Yeah. So she said she getting ready and you coming to the door or not. Why? Why are you being so aggressive? And then telling her to hurry up. Like, sir, You hear that she's fine. You don't even need to talk to her. Just leave. You're like, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Bye. That's it. You don't need, like, why are you being so aggressive? And then so this other cop goes around her to make sure there's no one else there.
You called us.
Okay, and so now I am going to slow it back down to regular speed, okay, y'all? And you can hear the first thing she says is, I don't want to get hurt. And he was like, we're not going to hurt you. You called us. How ironic for him to say that. Moments before, we're at 9 minutes. I think the shooting happens around 14 minutes. 5 minutes later, he hurts her. Isn't that ironic? So let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to put it back on regular speed now so that y'all can actually hear the full-on conversation that's being had.
Why would it hurt you? You called us.
Okay,
so what'd you hear?
Somebody keeps outside my house, y'all.
Is this your car over here?
Please, God, please, God, please.
Is this your car?
And you hear her already. Please, God, don't hurt me. It's like she kind of knew what was about to happen.
Over here?
It's
Oh.
Please, God.
That's not your black car in the driveway?
Mm-mm.
Oh. Well,
So she's
we
saying
checked
that's
the
not her
yard. We
car.
walked around the whole block. We didn't see anybody.
Mm-mm.
Right? You know, we don't. We checked the whole area. There's nobody out walking around.
I know, y'all. Please, God, please, God. I'm trying to get help, y'all, but
What do you need help with?
nothing. I just, please, God, please, God, please. I don't know what to do.
Do with what?
Huh?
What do you need help with?
Nothing. I just wanted to see if I could help me.
What do you want help with?
Huh?
What do you want help with?
I heard somebody outside.
Yeah, we checked your house. We checked your backyard. I walked all the way through all these backyards. We checked your front yard.
We didn't see nobody.
Yeah,
So
nobody's out here.
Okay. And then so another thing that people kept bringing up, it does look like she has like a hospital band on her wrist. And I saw some things, don't quote me on it, that she may have just been released from a hospital. I don't know for what. But to me, it does seem, to me, her behavior is not all the way normal. Y'all can let me know what y'all think the reason why is. Is it just nerves, or does she have something else going on? But to me, like, they keep asking her the same questions and she's going, huh. And she could be hard of hearing. I don't know. But something does seem a little bit off, but not threatening off, if that makes sense. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the chat of why she's kind of distracted. She's on her phone. She's constantly going, please, God, please, God. And don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. How did she know? Like, this is making me more upset. How did she know?
You didn't see anybody?
Nope.
Oh,
Checked the whole area.
okay.
What took you so long to answer the door?
Oh, I was trying to put on some clothes, sir. I'm sorry. I was trying to get
I got you. All right.
Okay. And then so you can hear booms in the background. This is on July 6th. So it's still around 4th of July where people are putting off fireworks. That's what I would assume the noise is. And the cops aren't really like flinching or going to chase after whoever is doing the explosions, because it's probably fireworks. Okay. And so at this point is where I said, at this point, it should have been done. It should have been done. So what took you so long? She said, I was putting on clothes. And he was like, I got you. All right. You okay? Sure, go away. That should have been the end of it. In my opinion, I'm not a cop, but I think that should have been the end of it.
All right. Is there anything else we can do for you?
Yes, go.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, sir.
Okay.
okay.
said no.
All right.
They
Doing all right
said
mentally?
Yes.
Sure.
My medicine.
And then he goes, are you doing all right mentally? Why? She said something about she took her medicine. So maybe there is something. But why would he ask that question? And like, look at how he's standing here. He looks mad suspicious. Maybe he's just standing there, but to me, he looks mad suspicious. Why did you ask her about her mental health? You doing okay mentally? She said she was fine. Go. That's it. That's it.
All right.
I love y'all. Thank y'all.
All right. That's not your black car, though.
And she goes, I love y'all. Thank y'all. That's it. Thank you for doing your service. And he's still asking about this black car that she already said is not her car, which I mean is understandable. You don't want somebody to come after you leave. But I mean, with that extensive search, or maybe it wasn't an extensive search, but with that long of a search and not seeing anybody, if something comes up, she can call again, right?
SUV? Whose is it?
Mm,
You don't know? Someone just parked it in your driveway?
They brought it to my driveway.
But
Just
when?
left it.
When though?
Yeah, let's run that.
Yeah.
And he said that's real bad. He goes over to check it out. The guy that seems to be doing his freaking job.
David Mary 43556.
And then he asked her if she lives by herself.
Take your name real quick. Catch this. See who we spoke to.
Okay, and then he basically said, "I just need your name real quick, so that I could say that I spoke to you." And you hearing all the fireworks going off.
Several.
And then he goes in. Like, why did you need to go in the house for her to tell you what her name is? I want y'all to listen to like what she's saying. And honestly, there was literally no reason for them to have gone in the house to get her name at all. I think she approved for them to go in.
Yeah, I got the sheriff department here, but I was calling for help from y'all. They're here in my house right now.
Okay, I'll let you go. You talk to them.
No, hold on. Wait a second, sir.
You can hang up.
Okay, so did y'all hear? She called someone. I don't know if it was the police department or just dispatch. I don't know who she called, but she was like, "I was trying to get help from y'all." So I'm thinking she's either talking to the police department or dispatch, right? I don't know exactly who she's talking to, but she goes, "No, I wanted help from y'all," and they go, "Oh, well, the sheriff is there, so they'll help you." Why is she afraid of the sheriff? Because when the guy was like, "I'm getting off the phone," she's like, "No, hold on. Why are you getting off the phone?" Kind of situation. It almost seems to me like she's afraid of the sheriff. So, and look at like just the way she's looking at him. I can't.
God bless you.
You're there with the deputy, correct?
No, hold on, okay?
You can hang
Hold
up.
on for what?
Just 1 second, okay?
She wants them on the phone to witness what's happening. But why?
Okay.
What's up?
I got some paperwork. Can you grab that Bible, please?
Yeah. Hey, I just need your name.
She told him to grab the Bible. Did y'all hear that? I did not notice this until today. She told him to grab the Bible. She's been saying, oh God, please, I need you to help me. She's looking at this man crazy. And like she keeps looking at his face. I'm wondering what she's seeing in his face. She's asked him to grab the Bible. He basically essentially tells her, no, I need your paperwork. Give me your ID. And then she's going to get into saying, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And maybe she's just super religious, you know, but she wants a guy on the phone. She wants who's ever on the phone, dispatch or the police or whoever it is. She wants him on the phone. The sheriff deputies are there. She said, no, the deputies are not here. Okay. So I want to know what she saw in his face, in his eyes. Because he asked her straight up, are the deputies there? They're there, right? She said, no. Hold on, stay on the phone. I think she was trying to show the paperwork with her name on it.
I got some paperwork. Can you grab that Bible, please?
Yeah. Hey, I just need your name so we can get out of here. Was there any damage previous to your car?
Previous, yeah, it was.
Okay, what was the damage?
A dent, I believe.
What about windows?
Oh, it was something that happened earlier.
Okay, perfect. What is your last name? Shouldn't have to think about your last name. You're not in trouble. I just need to attach.
Massey.
Huh?
Massey.
You have an ID? That'd make things so much easier.
Why? She just told you.
Just driver's license will do, and I'll get out of your hair.
I wish she would have just told him her name from the jump instead of letting them come in the house. I wish that she could have just told him the name and moved on from there. You're not getting her for making a false police report. You can see him looking into the kitchen because he's going to send her over there in a minute. I I wish she would have just told him the name. And again, I don't know what's going on. She seems very nervous as to like why she wasn't given her name, or not even as to why she wasn't given her name, but her whole behavior to me seems very nervous. Okay. And I wonder why. And like, why does she need dispatch on the phone? And why is she telling him to grab the Bible? And why is she saying, don't hurt me, don't hurt me?
I want to show y'all my paperwork.
I will
What?
get your paperwork.
What paperwork?
Okay. I got some paperwork.
Well, just
from-
get your ID. real
Well, let's
quick.
get your
I'll
ID
just
first, and then
one task at a time here.
Okay. Let me.
Here, grab your ID for me.
Okay.
Your ID. One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
You
it's in that
have.
stack right there, maybe.
1 second.
Check on her.
And she keep watching them too.
We don't need a fire while we're here.
Right. Right.
And she watching them. She is watching them hard.
Are you doing?
Huh?
Okay, y'all. And so this is where it gets a bit graphic. So if you don't want to watch this part, you, like I said, you can't see it, but you can definitely tell what's going on at that moment. So if you don't want to watch it, feel free to log off and come back in 5 minutes, or not come back at all. It's up to you, completely up to you. But this is where it does get graphic. So she's emptying out the water. Again, I said there's moments where I wish she would have just done certain things. At this point, when he said to turn off the water, I wish she would have just turned off the water and left it on the stove. And I know we can't go back and change things, right? But I honestly wish she would have just turned it off and left it on the stove. So again, trigger warning, this is where it gets graphic.
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot!
19 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Now, y'all saw she put the pot down. When she came back up, she had oven mitts in her hand. Okay? She had oven mitts in her hand. They are about 10 feet, if I had to guess, 10 feet away from her. And one thing that stuck out to me on this, how dumb do you sound? Someone saying, first, let's start with this. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Everybody, laughing. Why are you stepping back? Why are you stepping back? Not in a threatening way. I would not have taken that as a threat. Y'all let me know if y'all would have taken that as a threat. Why are you stepping away? She's like, oh, I'm trying to get away from your steaming hot water. Basically setting up the stage for what he's about to do, right? Setting up the stage because he said, oh, she came at us with a pot of hot water. No, she literally didn't. She went to her sink to dump out the pot of hot water. Okay? She was not coming after you. She's behind the counter. She would have had to do a lot of maneuvering to get to you, or she would have had to do that, right? You would have seen her hands coming up. But as she was doing the water, it was down at the sink as if she was about to dump it out, which is, understandable. She had the water running so that the hot water wasn't hitting the sink. And it was normal. It was a normal course of conduct, in my opinion. And so she joked with him. She thought he was joking with her. She joked back. I wish she didn't joke back with him. Again, I wish she would have just left the pot on the water and went back and gave her ID. Right? But again, even that behavior was not threatening. And then she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Right? Okay. You could have just said, you better, hey, cut it out. We just want to get your name and get out of here. That's it. That's all he had to do. Easily all he had to do. But he steps back and says, you better effing not, or I'll shoot you in the face. Why? Why? If she rebuked you, I get it. It's hot water. It's hot water. You don't want hot water on you, right? It could burn you. That sucks, right? That sucks. But also, you had enough time to say, you better effing not. Why, when you say you better effing not, why didn't you start backing up? He could have backed up at that point. You think that small woman, do you think anyone can throw water to where the door's at? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt if he would have stepped back, that water would have hit him. Right? Even if she had the intent, it didn't seem to me, it did not seem that she had the intent to throw the water at him. Okay. So there's that. And then when he says, you better effing not, or I'll shoot you in the face. And she was like, oh, shoot, I didn't know you wasn't playing no more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then he pulls out the gun. Right. And she is scared. So she ducked. She ducked. And you decided, wow, maybe on that floor she has what? A gun or something? Does this lady look like she has a gun just laying around her kitchen on the floor? At the sink? At the sink, at that, she's trying to duck for cover. You're threatening her in her house. And even if she had, the crazy part is, even if she had pulled out a gun to shoot him, she could have. She could have. You're in her house. You're in her house threatening her. She can stand her ground. At this point, you're an intruder. You're threatening her in her house with a firearm. And you're saying she had a pot. And this is the part that get me. He goes, put it down, put the pot down, put the pot. Do you know how stupid you sound telling someone to put a pot down? And you have a gun? And you have a taser, and you have a baton, and you have the door. You shouldn't have even been inside of her house. Get out. Why'd you tell her to go turn the water off? I feel like anything that she would have done in that kitchen, he would have found a way to shoot her because he needed her to be behind that counter so that he couldn't see what she was doing. The part that pisses me off is put the pot down. A pot? A pot that she was already pouring out? Oh, yeah. You throw a pot at me, ma'am? That's really going to hurt me, but I have to unalive you because you have a pot that I told you to go handle. Again, I wish she would have just left it on the stove, like just turned it off and left it on the stove, and maybe she could have used it later. But again, even when he was asking her for her name, he's like, I'm going to show you paperwork, get my Bible. You can tell that, you know, something was going on, or maybe she was just nervous, like I said, to whereas they needed to give her a little bit more care, right? They needed to give her a little bit more care, in my opinion. So it's devastating that happened. Again, I think they sound dumb as hell saying, put the pot down, put the pot down. What? Come on, dude. You cannot convince me, right? And so let's get into the other stuff this dummy says. How old is this guy? He's dumb as hell. He is dumb. Let's listen to the other stupid stuff that he says.
Drop the fucking pot!
You sound stupid. Drop the pot. Bruh, how's she gonna drop the pot? You shot her in the head. And we can't even see if the pot is on the counter or in her hand. She might still have the oven mitts for all we know. Drop the pot. Okay. Sounds so stupid. Let me go on.
Bring EMS now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female. 1078.
And then I do see steam. So I don't know if she does have the pot on the floor with her or if that's from the gun smoke. So it looks like steam in this area here. So maybe it is maybe she did have it in her hand. And then right there, he said the F word, and then you hear beeping. He turned on his camera at that point.
I was on.
And then he says he's on. So
I'm going to go get my kit.
No, headshot, bitch. She's done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot.
why are you still aiming a gun at her?
God damn it.
God, fuck.
Dude, I'm not taking fucking boiling water in the fucking head. And look, it fucking came right to our feet, too.
Ooh, it came right to your feet because she dropped to the freaking floor with the goddamn pot in her hand that maybe she knocked onto herself when she was hiding from you. So I don't know if you guys heard it. He said, I'm gonna go get my kit. The guy that's been doing his job the whole time with the camera on and all of the things. This guy says, oh no, it's a headshot. You don't have to go. Well, matter of fact, yeah, you can go, but it's a headshot. Like, do you think this is a video game? Do you literally think this is a video game? Come on, dude. a taser, a baton, telling her, she said sorry immediately. Come on, dude. You could have told her, hey, leave the water, come back over here. Easily. She was already nervous. So her ducking behind a counter is threatening to you as an officer? You've been in the Army? And then he's like, man, as if he messed up to try to make it seem like he messed up. He did that on purpose. I don't care what he says. And then they go on to say, he goes, well, what was I supposed to do? Take a pot of boiling water to the face? No. First of all, when she went into the kitchen, you were by the door. You started walking up to her when she went to get the pot of water. You could have stayed where you were at, where you were taking notes at. And maybe a little drip drop would have got on you if that was her intent. I really don't think that was her intent to throw the water on him. And then if you would have stayed your butt by the door, you could have went to the door and be like, you know what? Hey, we don't need your name no more. You acting weird. Let me get out of here. Easily resolved. You did not have to pull a gun. You didn't even have to pull your baton. You didn't even have to pull a taser. Just like, hey, ma'am, put the water. Hey, ma'am, just leave it. Come over here. Let's get your name and we'll be out of here. He could have easily de-escalated the situation. But no, he decides that he wants to put it down. You better effing not even put the water down. He's going to just say, ma'am, just put the water down. Come on over here. But you say, you better effing not. You're threatening her at this point. I'll shoot you in the effing face. You're threatening her at this point in her house. I say, had she pulled out the gun, she was justified. If she had a gun to pull, if she threw the water on him, honestly, if she threw the water on him, she would be justified. You just threatened me and told me you were going to shoot me in the face, and then you pulled out a gun, and 2 seconds later, you pulled the trigger. You didn't even give me time. And then not only that, she's on the floor. If you're so afraid, why are you not backing up so that you can see a little bit better if she decides to stand up, or if she puts the gun, or if she had a gun and she put it around the counters? The other thing about it is he didn't think she had a gun. He kept telling her to put the pot down. A pot. Put a pot down is what he kept telling her. So you didn't even think she had any other weapon. You just thought she had a pot of boiling water that you could have, one, easily got away from. 2, you're the one that told her to go get it. So, like, what are we doing here? I don't see how he's even trying to, well, I was going to take a pot of boiling water to the face. No, back up. It's that easy. And if you did get a pot of boiling water to the face, you would not be unalive. You might get some workers' comp. But you would still be here. I guarantee that. Or you could have tased her, or batoned her, or whatever it is. But you saw her apologize immediately. You know what? Sorry. And she put her hands up. And then she ducked. Because she saw something. I think she saw something in him. And I'm not even spiritual like that. I think she saw and she knew. Because from the moment they came, she kept saying, don't hurt me, please. And 5 minutes later, where we at? We're at 15 minutes. At 9 minutes and 30 something seconds, she said, please don't hurt me. He said, you called me. We're not. Why would we hurt you? I can't. I think that was all I wanted to listen to on that before we get into the chat. So let me go ahead and get into the chat and see what y'all have to say. Y'all, I'm annoyed all over again. It makes no sense. Okay, y'all, we got a lot of chats to get through. So bear with me here and give y'all comments. I might not give as much feedback, but also I am very passionate about this, so I might give a lot of feedback. So let's go ahead and jump into the comment section. If you have comments, feel free to drop it in the chat. If you're on the replay, go ahead and drop it in the replay. We got Deacon Fatal says he was the aggressor in this. I agree wholeheartedly. Jazzy G says his actions after were very telling to me. I don't think his partner agreed with what he did either. I don't think the partner even knew that was about to happen. He probably thought this was like, okay, routine, whatever. Wait, why are we going in the house? Wait, why are you yelling? Because he had to pull his gun because I think he was looking in another room at the time. And then he had to turn and hurry up and, comply with what his partner was doing. Foxy Mama 2003 says this happened 30 minutes from me and I am appalled. Scares me that someone like this was allowed to work in the police force I rely on to protect me. Exactly. Her too. She kept saying it. And then she was like, I love y'all. They should have left at that point. Why did you need her name? Why did you need her name? DTG says, if you don't like the cursey words, you may not want to listen either. Oh, I didn't even realize. I'm too busy being mad. Faye J says, came late on 1.5 speed catch up and just heard about the wedding plans. All I can say is that his fiance hopefully has seen the giant red flag put on her racing shoes and is running girl go. I hope so too. He is not to be trusted. Faith says, I am a person of faith. She called out the demon that was truly in him. I'm serious. He is carrying true evil within himself. I agree. How do you get discharged? And I don't know if he's been discharged, but he went through 6 different police departments and was discharged from the army as well. Something's wrong with him. He's not all the way right. And even his excuse, what was I going to do? Take a pot of boiling water to the face? No one even told you to walk towards her. No one told you to even go over there. Like literally, he was by the door. And when she got up, he followed her. He was looking for a problem. You cannot convince me otherwise. Deacon Vado says he wanted to do that. I agree. Deacon Vado says for this call, yes. Lori NCT says, how did he think she was going to get him with that counter between them? He thought she was going to throw water on him like this. She's laughing while she's saying stuff. You can tell she has been like kind of all over the place in my opinion. They're asking her for, sorry, y'all.
Are you skeptical of headline
video again? What happened to my video? Okay, there we go. He's asking her for her ID. She's steady telling him that she's trying to get paperwork. He had to know there was something wrong. He ended up asking her, are you mentally okay? Right? He knew something was going on. He wanted to do that. But he thought that she was going to throw water at him. As we know, he did not think that she had any other weapons. He just kept telling her to put down a freaking pot. A pot. Come on, dude. Deacon Fatal says, if someone says they are afraid of, I would search around the house for law enforcement. Okay. But do you contact them first before you search? Deacon Fatal says she is getting dressed, I think, at this time. Yes, at 1 a.m. Yes, she's getting dressed. Jazzy G says, why didn't they announce themselves until like the end? It's so annoying. They didn't announce themselves until she responded, right? Irene says, and why is he asking her over and over the same questions? To me, he's trying to wind her up. She was also not answering the question. She was saying, huh, at some points of it. Jazzy G says, that's so crazy. When he asked her about the car again, I thought that was uncalled for. And then it kind of did seem like she was confused about the car because then she started saying, oh, that damage was already there. But she had just told them twice that wasn't her car. So you can tell, in my opinion, she was a bit confused about what was actually going on. But I don't know. Jazzy G says, she says, don't hurt me multiple times. So sad. It's like she knew what was in him. Deacon Fatal says to me, most officers are not trained to work with mental illness in general, and this shows why they should be. I agree that they need training on that for sure. Cheryl Reed says she seemed a little off. I agree. I don't know if it was just nerves or what, but she did say she was taking some type of medicine. I also don't understand why she was boiling water at 1 a.m. I really don't understand that part, but hey, everybody got a different life, right? Jazzy G says, yeah, I agree. She does seem off a bit or distracted in some way, even when trying to get her ID. Yeah, she kept wanting to give him paperwork for whatever reason. Irene says, I was just telling my daughter, who's also a nurse, yes, she seems to be struggling, but she's not threatening. Exactly. I agree with that. She's not threatening at all. Deacon Fatal says, I would agree this should have been the end of the interaction with the police. They should have never went in the house. Irene says he's poking the heck out of her. He should have left her alone. Honestly, should have left her alone. Cheryl Reed says they should have left, period. When she didn't answer the door, yeah, they couldn't make contact. They stayed for a very long time knocking on the door for no reason. Kimmy said, are they even allowed to go inside unless they ask? I'm assuming he asked when the other officer was a little bit far away because she let him in the house. Chelsea B says, this is making me angry and I already know what happens. I wonder how many people this loser has victimized. Probably a lot. People with those kind of issues, this is not the first time. Deacon Fatal says none whatsoever. Cheryl Reed says, did he ask her to go in? I'm assuming he did because she let him in. Jazzy G says, no need to see her ID either. They already know her name. Exactly. She just told you. And if you thought she was lying about her name, deal with it at a different time. Deacon Fatal says, sounds like dispatch, who she was on the phone with. And she did not want dispatch. That was concerning to me. I didn't realize that when I first watched it because, they cut up the video so much you don't see all of that. She did not want dispatch to get off the phone. Why? He must have been given some type of vibes, right? Deacon Fatal says, in dispatch, in my experience of doing that job, we are not allowed to hang up. And I don't think he did hang up. It sounded like he was on the phone still. I don't know how long, but when she put the phone down, I didn't see that it was hung up. Bless Mommy of Ford says, I wonder if she has a history with them. Right. Because when he asked about the sheriff being there, she was like, nope, stay on the phone, please. Cherie says she didn't have to show her ID. I agree. Jazzy G says, and what paperwork is she trying to show? I don't know, but she also asked them to pick up a Bible. So a lot of this is calling to me that she knew something was up with this guy. Deacon Fatal has been a member for 24 months. Shout out to you. Thank you very much. You came in right when I was doing like Amber Heard and stuff. But thank you very much for supporting the channel for 22 years, 2 freaking years. Deacon Fatal says the officer was wildly out of control, in my honest opinion. I agree all the way. Cheryl Reed says she may not have ID, and that's why she may be looking for paperwork. That is also a thing. And the crazy part is, y'all, she had a hospital band on her arm. She could have showed that to them. They could have looked at that. But he was doing something weird. Cheryl Reed says, we're grown. Go ahead, Bree. About what? I don't know what that was referring to. Deacon Fiddle says she is nowhere near him. Nowhere. And if we go back to where he started off, he walked towards her. He was all the way in the corner by the, close to the door. Why did he walk towards her? Deacon Fiddle says she didn't even pick up the pot. Someone said she did. It seemed like when she dropped down, maybe she knocked it over. That's what my assumption would be. But I don't think she grabbed it. Like, who brings a pot of water to a gunfight? This dude had a gun pointed at her face and told her he was going to shoot her in the face. What in your right mind would give you the idea that, you know what? He got a gun, but I got this pot of water. I'm going to throw it on him. As soon as you move, he's going to shoot. He's going to shoot as soon as you move. As soon as you go up, they're going to shoot you. And he thought that she was just that out of it that she thought she was going to throw that pot of water. Again, back up. And tell her, you had all that time to tell her you better effing not. I'm going to shoot you in the face. You had all the time to say that. And then to walk around to see her clear her. Oh, the fact that he walked around so he can get a clearer view. You can't make this up. Dude, if you were afraid of her, you thought she had the water in her hand, you should have just backed up to the door and said, ma'am, please put the water on the counter. If you don't put the water on the counter, I'm going to tase you. She had already said sorry. She would have been like, oh, my bad. I thought you was joking. Cheryl Reed says this is horrible and disgusting. I agree.
Loved ones taken too soon.
This is a
Hold on, y'all. The other thing is showing. Okay. Oh no, gosh, what is happening here? It keeps trying to play ads for me. So let me go ahead and get back in the chat. Okay. Kimmy Locker says words cannot adequately express how disgusting and horrific this is. I agree. I don't even know. None of it makes any sense. DTG says you would have to take a heck of a swing with that pot to throw water that distance. I agree. And again, if you're scared of the water, why do you keep going closer? You had time to draw your weapon. You had time to back up. Deacon Fiddle says if you look back at the video, she didn't have a chance to pick up the pot or drop it. He said something about water being on the floor. He could have just been making things up. I don't know. Bless Mommy of Four says, wasn't a threat at all. She didn't even approach them at all. Her sink was right there. Lori NCT says, that's what I said. How did he think she was going to heave that pot all the way at him? Delusion. I'm not going to take a pot of hot water to the face. Back up. Back up and tell her to put it down. She's cooperating. Okay. DTG says so many decisions lead to this end, and I blame her for none of them. I agree. Cheryl Reed says seems like he wanted to do this. Agreed. Lori says, why are they looking in the bedroom? She didn't report anyone in her home. Exactly. Jazzy G says, so frustrated. Agreed. Cheryl Reed says, this woman looked like a child compared to him. No threat whatsoever. Agreed. Even if she had hot water in her hand, which I think she poured out, but whatever. Jazzy G says she didn't have the pot at that point. No, when she put her hands up, dude. She put her hands up. Okay. Deacon Fatal, thank you for the $10 super chat. Thank you. Definitely. Sorry about that one. Definitely appreciate it. It says, let's talk about less of lethal force. Now, it's been a while, but I remember having a taser and mace. The use of force model is still practiced by every law enforcement. And yeah, mace too, because his mace would have sprayed that far, but maybe the pot of water wouldn't have sprayed that far. Like, he had so many options, the main one being a backup. That was the main option he had. And then he could have maced. Come on, dude. No way. Thank you again, Deacon Fatal, for the super chat. Kimmy Lockett says, the chuckle at the headshot is so telling. I cannot hear the chuckle. I've heard people say that. I didn't hear the chuckle. I just heard it's a headshot. Jazz G says, that's like slight laugh he does. OMG. Yeah. Cheryl Reed says, when he was at the door, he was disrespectful with his tone and commands. When she didn't immediately open the door, that was his first flag. Me personally would not have opened the door. Nope, I agree. I would have been said, nope, I'm okay. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. No one's there? Thanks. Talk to me through the door. Because you're being weird. Why are you so aggressive? Why do you want to come in my house so bad? And after they was like, all right, and they were about to leave, he then started asking her more questions like, oh, no, that's really bad. We have to check that out. No, you don't. She's not concerned about the car. She's concerned about someone potentially looking at her windows. And again, she was a little bit off. You know? She's in the house by herself. And then he asked her that. When people ask you if you're at home alone, you never tell them that you're at home alone. Never. Okay. Deacon Fatal says the part that was very telling for me was how the other officer couldn't even look at him while he was walking out. I still think this entire department should be investigated. What do you mean couldn't even look at him when he was walking out? I don't know what you mean by that. And again, thank you for the super chat. Shout out to Deacon Fatal. Deacon Fatal says prison is going to be very interesting for him if found guilty. I don't know. Yeah, I hope it's more interesting than not. My boy wanted to get out to go to his wedding. Sir, there is no wedding. Jazzy G says right after he shot someone and they are on the floor dying, he has the nerve to do that chuckle when the other cop wants to render aid, WTF, and told him not to go get it. Guy was like, I don't even know what to do. I'm going to get my first aid kit. Mind you, it probably would not have helped. However, at least he thought to do something to help, and he also didn't pull his freaking trigger. Deacon Fatal says to Kimmy Locker, he sounds like a psychopath. I'm with you on that. Kimmy Locker says to Deacon Fatal, I'm super against labeling people with the psychological terms because I think it's done way too often and usually inaccurately. But I think psychopath is fair game here because what the F? It made no sense. I'm not going to take a pot of hot water to the face. Dude, there's been worse situations. And also, you didn't have to. No one told you to go over there. This hour says, why did the other cop de-escalate as well? He seemed like he was the secondary cop and the other guy was lead. That's what it seems like to me. But I don't know how they work. Deacon Fatal says to Kimmy Locker, I haven't seen anyone that didn't care that much in a while. He really didn't care. Says Kimmy Locker says it's appalling. Faye J says this had the vibes of the movie Fallen. I don't think I've seen that. Lori says, why didn't they call for an ambulance? I think he did. He said like there's a gunshot wound to the head on the female. So I think that's who he was dispatching. Deacon Fatal, thank you again for the super chat. Shout out to Deacon Fatal. Definitely appreciate it because you know this video is probably going to get demonetized. So I definitely appreciate the support. Saying, can all of history within law enforcement stop stops to be reviewed. I would love to learn how many interactions he had with the public. Yeah, I would like to know why he kept having to switch police departments, because a lot of times when police have misconduct, and Deacon Fatal, you used to be law enforcement, so correct me if I'm wrong. If they have misconduct, they're just usually, you know, put on administrative leave, and the next thing you know, they're working in the next county over, 2 counties over. It's a lot of times, if it's not as severe as this, they just move on to the next department. It's like an unspoken rule. So Deacon Fatal, correct me if I'm wrong about that. Rosa says, I don't think the empathy is in the current police complex at all. They had no empathy. Like, you could tell something was going on, and he should have been way more empathetic. Or how about this? If he was just trying to get her name, why not get her name and say, hey, when we leave, make sure you turn off that pot of water, and walked out the door? He wanted to do that. He wanted her to go over there. He wanted to say that he didn't know what she was doing. Sorry, y'all. It's playing in the background again. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Uh-oh. Okay, be quiet. I'm just gonna put it on mute so that it doesn't do that anymore. Sorry, y'all. Uh-oh. Is it still playing? Oh yeah, I put it on mute. What is going on, Bree? Learn how to work your freaking computer. Gosh darn it, Brianna. Okay, it's paused now, so don't start again. Okay. Get it together, Bree. Okay. Yep. No empathy at all. Allison White says the National Mental Health is 988, which is the emergency mental health number. They are trained on how to handle mental health issues. We need to be calling 988 instead of 911. She didn't know, and that's why she was on the phone with dispatch. Maybe she thought that's who she called. Kimmy Locker says, bring a pot of water to a gunfight really underscores how ridiculous his actions were. Yeah, exactly. Bring a pot of water that you told her to go get to the gunfight. And the thing about it was, as well, is my opinion is that he wanted her to go behind the counter so he can say he couldn't tell what she was doing and he was scared for his life. You were scared for your life for a pot of water? For a pot of water. And we don't even know if it was boiling. Yes, the fire was on and she talked to them for 5 minutes, so maybe it was boiling. But you were scared for your life because of a pot of water that you could have told her to turn off when you left? If you were really looking for her name, why did you want her to go in the kitchen? I feel like he felt antagonized because she kept bringing up God and her paperwork and the Bible. I think he wanted to do that. Julia 543 says, I thought I heard that when he told her to turn off the water, she went to pick it up. That's what they're saying. Deacon Fatal says, that's the sad part. She did say she was sorry. She did say sorry and she put her hands up. She was not a threat. Jazzy G says, you need to listen back, Bree. When the other cop says he's going to get the med kit, the cop does a little chuckle and says it's a headshot. And basically there is no reason. I heard that, but I couldn't tell the chuckle, and maybe it's my hearing problems. Deacon Fatal says the rest of the vid, the officers couldn't look at him and said, you effed up. Oh, yeah, he did. He did. Rosa, because that guy probably going to testify against him in a heartbeat, because a lot of people are saying that the second guy also should be arrested. I don't necessarily agree with that. He couldn't control the guy pulling the trigger. And like I said, it seems like homeboy that pulled the trigger was more of the lead and this guy was backup. Maybe he had less experience. I don't know. The other guy is also a douche. So he is kind of, I have an alpha male type of personality, and I'm so alpha male that I'm scared of a pot of water that I told you to go grab. Rosa says, what? W-O-T? What? I imagine being engaged to that dude and not immediately calling that ish off the second the news broke. Oh yeah, definitely would as well. Kimmy Locker says to Rosa, right? How could you see that video and not immediately take a new phone who this approach? Some people don't think that he was even in the wrong, so it's possible. Deacon Fatal says something is clearly wrong with him, and I'm still very concerned how he got hired. Seriously, how did you get hired? And he got hired at 6 different departments. Julia says he got about 4 different departments in 4 years, right? I think they said 6 in 4 years. Like, I do understand that the first one was part-time and something like that, but I thought he flipped through 2 more and then this one for 18 months. I think over 4 years they said 6 different ones. I could be wrong. Because I haven't looked into his background like that. Jazzy G says, I want to know what happened with the other department he worked for. I would like to know too. It seems like a hush hush, go somewhere else kind of thing. DTG says the other officer rendered aid. He did not leave her alone on the kitchen floor, gasping alone. He was a bit slow to do so, but maybe in shock. And so he does eventually go out and get the kit. I have not watched the rest of it. And again, we're probably just going to like listen to it on audio because I don't think I want to show that on my channel. I'm probably already going to get striked on this, but I still do want to cover it. So Delia says, I thought I heard a prowler and that's why she called. Yeah, she thought someone was in her yard. Deacon Fadel says, well, all I know is that a lot of veterans are upset about this. A lot of law enforcement and a lot of lawyers are calling him out on this one. And I think they should. That was bad. There's no justification for that. Okay. Like at least with the Breonna Taylor, didn't her boyfriend have a gun? At least that makes, it doesn't make sense, but it makes it so that, okay, well, I have to defend myself. Versus I'm in your house and I'm threatening you and you got a pot of water, I'm going to shoot you. Like, why is that your first thought? He thought he was going to be able to get off. I think that's what it is. Rosa says, I believe 988 will still send police to your residence if they feel you're a threat to yourself or others. Not saying don't call, just be careful. Thank you for that. Accidentally undid one of the chats. So Jazzy G says, I didn't catch that one of the cops said you effed up. Well, we're going to listen. Chelsea B says, I thought the partner seemed pretty shocked. I think he seemed shocked too. And some people are saying that he should have been arrested too, but I don't agree with that. You can't control what your partner is doing. Cheryl Reed says, no, the second one shouldn't be held accountable. He really didn't interact with her. He was literally checking for what she said was going on. Lori says, didn't the second guy have to pull his gun if the first guy said shots fired? I don't know the procedure. I think he pulled it because the other cop was the one kind of interacting. And I don't know if this is, all the way accurate, but it seems like the other guy was interacting and he perceived a threat. So him as backup, he also has to defend the threat. But as you can see, he didn't shoot, right? So I'm thinking procedure. Julia says, just to be clear, picking up a pot of should not trigger shooting, tasing, anything. Back the F up and de-escalate. Exactly. I agree with you, but I'm just saying, that's why I said his first option was to back up. And then if she came at you, then you can mace her, right? But at that point, she was already said, oh, sorry. So you could tell she was shocked. She's like, oh, sorry. I thought we was playing. Deacon Fatal says, I have to head out before I get angry. Well, thank you for stopping by and giving all the commentary. Deacon Fatal says, and that's okay to take a break. Yes, that is okay. If you guys need a break on this, it's a tough topic. And we're all mad, right? We're all mad about this. Julia 543 says, definitely okay to take a break. Take care of yourself, Deacon. Every time I put it on mute, it still goes ahead and play. Can y'all hear it when it does that? I don't know why it'll just start and then I click on the ad and then it makes these weird things. So I'm going to try it again, put it on mute, and hopefully it doesn't do it again before we jump into it. Julia 543 says, I'm sitting here going and she didn't even take a knife. Water back up, dude. Yeah, exactly. She didn't even have a knife, right? And even then, she's so far away, right? Julia says, I'm glad he got fired and charged. I'm glad he got fired too. I'm very glad he got fired. So let's go ahead and jump into the remainder. Geez, Brie, can't talk straight. This is every live stream. I don't know why I'm always shocked that I cannot speak correctly on my live streams, but I am. I'm always shocked about it. So I'm going to go ahead and y'all let me know if y'all can hear it if the video is not fully showing. So, oh gosh, it started all the way from the beginning. I think I was at 15. Okay. So let me know if y'all can hear it. Or I think I can play it a little bit more until they start getting kind of in the kitchen. So let me actually expand it and then show everyone. Just turn on the camera. Look how he keeps looking back at him. I'm like, are you gonna shoot him next? Ooh, it came right to your feet. Ooh. So sad. Oh, can you not hear it? Oh, haha. Oh, sorry. Y'all just got me. Y'all are just watching me judge it so hard and you can't even hear what's being said. But this is like a repeat of what happened. Thank you, Kimmy, for calling that.
Yeah, I'm good. What's her got? Let her fucking just. God, there's nothing we can do, man.
Fuck.
It was like there's not much you can do. Yeah, there was so much you could have done. There was so much. You could have just got out of the house. Come on, dude. There was not much you can do. Hot water? If it was even hot, you're just assuming it's hot at this point. So much you could have done. There's not much you can do.
You good? Okay. Fuck. Well, I mean, you know, what else do we do?
You know,
I'm not taking hot boiling water to the fucking face, and it already reached us.
I'm thinking she knocked the pot down when she got
They got
down.
52
Or
Yeah.
I'm thinking she knocked the pot down once she dropped down, not threw it at. She definitely did not throw it. There's water on the floor, not on you. It already came to our feet. You have on shoes? What are you talking about? And then you're shooting. Like, how do we know you didn't shoot the pot? Like, there's so much. And then you can still hear the water running. Good job.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
What's up?
I'm streaming. You're interrupting my spiciness.
Look, I heard.
Peace out. Okay, y'all. Back to our regular programming. I forgot to bossy be this one, but here we are. Here we are doing it. Let me write that down about 1:30. 1:30. I don't have anything to write. Okay. It's already at our feet, dude. What else could we do? Back up. Ask her to put the pot down like you did. Or you didn't ask her, but you threatened her and she did. So much more you could have done.
1078.
You're so dumb.
She's still breathing, but she's losing a lot of blood from the head.
Still
I'll go
breathing.
get my
but
med
moving
kit.
around.
Go get, yeah, hurry, get your med kit.
I mean, there's not much we can do.
We can at least try and stop the blood.
Okay, now this is where it's getting into like the blurry part of it. I don't know. It's getting into the part where they're blurring it, but yeah, the guy that was recording earlier on, he's like, well, we can at least try to do something instead of like nothing at all. And then the guy that shoots is the one that eventually gets the kid. I thought that this guy did, but maybe they switched the body cameras when they did the editing of the clip. So at this point, let me know if you guys can hear it if I play it without showing it on the screen, because I don't want my video to get too flagged here. Okay, so let's try this. Can y'all hear this still? So she did have the pot. He moved it from around her, so it looks like she filled it as she was dropping down, like I said. And yeah, this cop is like holding the head. So okay, so you guys can still hear it. Again, he's just kind of holding, and it sounds like there's still water running. That is water still running, right?
Come on.
Poor lady. Like, why did you do this? And so she had like another bucket of water on the floor too. So I don't know what that was about. And so I will show the bucket of water because it's not really showing much right now. So I'll show you all that. Where to go? So you can see like down in this corner, there's like
Where's he at? Come on.
a blue bucket. And now the other cop is like, dude, what's taking you so long? So I don't know what's up with the buckets of water, but the pot was on the floor when he went over there because he moved the pot.
She's still gasping a little bit. We got EMS coming.
She's still breathing.
You want to hand me another rag up there? Up there, to your right. Right there.
Dude is like not helping at all. Did he bring his kit?
No. All right. I'm not even gonna waste my med stuff then. You want to run down real quick?
Did y'all hear that? He said, I'm not even gonna waste my med stuff then. What was said before that? He said, I'm not even gonna waste it.
No. All right. I'm not even gonna waste my.
Okay. He said, is there anything that we can do for her? And the guy actually helping says no. He goes, oh, I'm not gonna waste my med stuff then. Waste it? Dude, come on. A $3 pack of gauze? He's like not even trying to help.
Med stuff then. You want to run down real quick?
Nope, not yet.
All right. House is clear. She was the only one.
Yeah, she was the only one there.
No, she had boiling water and came at me with boiling water.
You shot her?
Yeah. She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came out with boiling water. That's what all this is. I'm standing right here.
Okay, so y'all, it sounds like another officer came in and the one that shot is saying, oh, the house is clear. She was the only one here. And then the cop that came in, he said, where's the gun? He's like, there was not a gun. There was a pot of boiling water. How dumb does that sound? She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus. Maybe you needed to be rebuked, sir. It sounds like you did need to be rebuked. And she came out with me with the pot of water. She did not. Oh, gosh. And they said an internal investigation. You know what? I think what triggered the internal investigation, don't quote me on this, I could be wrong. I think this second cop was like, y'all need to investigate that. Because he can hear him telling this lie. Oh, she came at me with the pot of water. That guy, the other cop, was probably like, no, she did not come at us. Y'all need to do an internal investigation.
All right. That's where he's waiting to.
What do you need for a moment?
Just nothing right now. Just hang out.
You can't really tell anything else that's going on. Looks like he's just rendering aid still. No one's helping him.
You still want me holding this pressure?
Yeah. EMS is coming.
Okay, and then someone
She's
says
still
he can hold
gasping.
the
Okay.
pressure. And the other guy like didn't want to help at all. And even the other person coming to help. Oh my gosh, the other person coming to help. He's like, no, still try to save her. I'm gonna fast forward it a little bit because they're just kind of sitting there at that point. I can't believe this, y'all. I really cannot believe this. Let me know what y'all think. This guy is squatted down, rendering aid to her with a rag, which I'm not super excited that he's using a rag that we don't know if it's clean or not. But
Sure,
at
she's
least
gasping
he's
a little
trying to
bit.
help. It's saying she's still
I
gasping.
think in the eye. I think in the eye. I don't know for sure.
Find the blue blood first. Go.
Don't move that if you can.
Okay, so he's saying that he thinks that she was shot in the eye, and then this is where EMS comes in. So let me just move this a little bit, and then let's see what they're saying again.
Let me know where she's been
We monitor.
I think in the eye.
What?
I think in the eye. I'm not for sure.
Find the blue blood first. Go.
Don't move that if you can.
Copy.
And
I just can't believe this, y'all.
Where's she shot?
I think in the eye.
Okay.
That's where I've got the pressure at.
We have an extra one. That you can tell.
Not that I can tell. No,
We'll move fast.
I can't feel one.
You really shot her in the face. You really shot her in the face.
No, this crime scene. Stay out.
When are they going to show us the other body cam?
Make contact. You can't, don't move that. You can't. Don't move that if you can. Yeah, it's that got evidence under it.
Try not to move that bag. We'll take her out on a backboard so we don't have
Yeah,
to
we'll
move
just leave
that.
it right here.
I need you guys over here.
Make contact.
We need that backboard.
And the cop that did not shoot is still trying to help y'all. The other guy is still making excuses that she came at him.
All right, go ahead and get that down. Get it sitting up, buckles out of the way.
In the kitchen right
You
now.
guys grab a backboard.
Yep.
So right now they're still just trying to get help for her.
Yeah, it's legit.
And it looks like it is in the eye, and she's still breathing. And the guy did not even want to get the medical kit.
Please try not to move this bag.
Try to move that back. Check.
Try to hold that back.
It's in here.
I wish I would have watched this before so I can kind of tell y'all and not have to watch it all online.
Yeah, you're fine. I can't feel an exit wound. I'm not sure. I haven't seen one either.
Okay. Don't move that back.
Do we know what caliber weapon she shot with?
9 mil.
Okay.
And so I don't know, like, they keep asking him where's the exit wound, but he's just saying he can't feel it. So they're basically trying to figure out if the bullet is still dislodged in her head or if it got out. It's sad. It's ridiculous.
All right, backboard, let's go.
What are you trying to grab? I would say we just need to grab her, bring her up over the blood. Yeah.
Do you need me out of your way?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take what you got there. Right?
This is the slowest like rescue.
Hey, Connie, do we have any idea who she is?
We were trying to ID her.
I think her name is Sandra. They were out there earlier.
I want to call her.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Did y'all hear that? I heard someone say that the cop that shot his girl worked in a hospital and she possibly told him about this. The EMT just said, I think her name is Sonya. We were out here earlier today. So she was already having these issues, and there could be a reason why she wanted dispatch to stay on the phone because she wanted to make sure she was getting help, or she saw something evil in Sean. So did he hear about this earlier and was like, okay, this is going to be an easy target for me? Like, I need answers. I need answers. Like, what is going on here?
What's the chances you can go over and
We got emergency services on here. I can't believe that. The EMT knew what her name was because she had been there already. The way he's walking away, like, I feel like he can't believe this just happened, and he was on duty. He parked that far away. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. I think he's very upset. I'm glad they left this part in because you can tell he's quite upset about this. And he's shaking. Look, he's shaking. I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. I feel bad for him. You see him shaking and like the deep breaths. I don't think he knew that was gonna happen. I don't. For the people saying that he should also be arrested, I don't. Especially after seeing this, I don't agree. He didn't even want to talk to the other cops that he walked to.
I'm good.
Okay. You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right.
Thanks, so.
I wish he said something like, why did he do that or whatever it is. I feel bad for this cop. Speed it up a little bit because we're just pushing him to clean himself at this point. I just can't believe that other guy said he wasn't gonna waste his med kit on this. Like, what a dick.
Fuck, man. Fuck.
We'll speed it up a little bit because we can tell he's upset.
I'm at my car.
I thought they were going to show us the second body cam footage, but maybe not. And that's my fault because I didn't watch the whole thing.
Yep. Turn that off.
He was going to talk to him. He didn't want us to hear. I want to know what you were going to say. Why didn't you want to tell us? Tell us what you're going to say. Telling them to turn it off. No, don't turn it off. I want to hear what he has to say. He probably was like, y'all need to investigate that. You're going to have to investigate it. There's no other option. No other option. And this is number 2. So let me wait and see what it's showing here real quick. Because it might be. Oh, so he did have his camera on. He did have his camera on before he did the shooting. I thought he had it off, but he had it on. Trigger warning again. I'm going to go ahead and even from the other guy's camera, it looked like she was standing at the counter closest to him, but she wasn't. She was standing at the back counter. I'm gonna play it for y'all again. So again, trigger warning for the actual shooting here. Sorry, y'all. Is this no sound? Did I mute it somehow? And so you see her flinching. She's still at that back counter. From the other guy's view, it looked like she was at this counter. And you can see her getting scared. Let me go back. And I don't think he had on any sound. So it looked like he did have his camera on. Oh, she did pick up the pot. Okay, so she did pick up the pot. Let me go back. Let's slow it down a little bit. Sorry, y'all. I don't want to keep putting y'all through this, but I want to see. It did look like she picked up the pot and then that it ended up spilling on the floor. And he's like, oh, see, look, it got to us. I did not realize she was at the back counter rather than the front counter. I'm sorry I keep repeating that, but that changes even more from me. Uh-oh. Let me slow it down. I wanted to slow it down at half speed so we could see if she picked up the pot. And so he did have a clear view of her. He wanted a clear shot of her. Oh, she did throw it at him. She did. She did pick up the pot and try to throw it at him. I'm not mad at her. I am not mad at her. Did y'all see that or am I tripping? So I was calling him a liar, but he's technically not completely a liar. It looks like she did pick it back up. You see, she is grabbing the pot again, and then she threw it. She did throw it. I will have to, but again, it still does not justify what he ends up doing. I'm sorry, y'all. I want to make sure y'all see what I can see, but it still doesn't justify it. It's a pot, and he was the whole time he's walking towards her. Why are you walking towards her? Why? And then you saw how far it went, even when she did throw it. This pissed me off. I shouldn't have covered this. I'm gonna have nightmares. If you like looking like a little bit under his arm, unfortunately, his arm is not unfortunately, but his arm is covering what was happening. So she did grab the pot again. Like I said, she did have it because the other guy had to move it. And so right there, she says, sorry. She puts her hands up, both hands, and then she drops to the floor. As she's on the floor, he walks forward instead of backwards. If you're scared of the pot, why are you going forwards? He wanted to shoot her. And then she gets up and she threw the pot. But I'm not mad at her. And then he kept saying, put the pot down, as if he didn't see her throw it, right? I'm upset. I have not seen his body footage. This is my first time seeing this. So maybe his sound wasn't on when he was recording. And then that's when he turned it on, I think. And now he's covering his camera. Why? I don't know. Why are you covering your camera, dude? And I'm going to put it off because, you know, it's showing her and it's really no sound here. So let me see. Sorry, it's still on slow. So what is the beep beep? Okay, he's calling someone. Okay, so the beep beep was him turning the sound back on. Okay, that makes sense. The beep beep was him turning the sound back on, and so he is the one going to run to the car. So let's do it.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kid.
No, yeah, dude, she's done.
Okay, now I can hear the laugh. Down on the other guys, I could not hear it. I heard it on this one.
You'll get it, but that's a headshot. God damn it. God, fuck. Dude, I'm not taking fucking boiling water to the fucking head. And look, it fucking came right to our feet, too. God damn it.
You walk towards her though. You see how it didn't get on
You
the
good?
other top?
You good?
He was
Yeah, I'm
taking
good.
back.
Holster it up. Let her fucking just. There's nothing we can do, man.
What
Fucking came right to our feet too. God damn it.
Sorry, y'all. I got it on speed, so I didn't hear what was said. Y'all gotta watch me go through this. Sorry.
You good? You good? Yeah, I'm good. Holster it up. Let her fucking just. There's nothing we can do, man.
You got bolster up.
You good? All right. Fuck. Well, I mean, you know what else do we do? I'm not taking hot boiling water to fucking face, and it already reached us.
You trying to make excuses.
They got 52 in her. Yeah, 1078. 318, she's still breathing, but she's losing a lot of blood from the head.
Okay, so we can hear what he's gonna say to the other
I'm
cop.
looking at my med kit. I mean, there's not much we can do.
Not much we can do. Can I have it a little bit sped up right now, y'all? And the dude is waiting for him to come back in. Why does their trunks not just pop?
318, do we got any call history with her being 1096?
Why? He's trying to find justification. He's like, do we have a call of her doing 1096? I don't know what 1096 stands for, but it stands for something. Okay? I don't know what it stands for, but it stands for something. And basically trying to find an out of why he did this. That's outrageous. Guys waiting on you for the kid. I know you don't
There's wind
want
lock.
to. I know you don't want to waste your freaking supply.
Negative.
So what are you doing?
She's in the kitchen.
I wouldn't even trust him to go back in the house with him. He got issues.
Just Sergeant, who? No. Let's just chill out here. Just Sarge right now.
Are you guys secure?
Yeah, we're secure.
Is that covered?
No, it's just her in the house. She's 1096.
Oh, when did they say she was 1096? What is 1096? What is 1096? What is 1096 police code? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find that. $10.96. It helps understand 10 codes these standard radio. What is 10.96? Gosh. Mental, subject, or emotional. On the call, sorry, he asked, has she ever been 1096? I did not hear a response. Y'all can let me know if y'all heard the response, but he just told everybody she's 1096, which the EMT does eventually end up saying that they were there earlier, which is fine, but come on, dude. I still don't feel sorry for him. I still don't feel sorry for him. Okay, let's go back into it. Let's get through this. Okay, got a bunch of deputies outside. Let's see what his excuses are. He shot her because she was mentally ill. What a dummy.
Is there anything we can do for her?
Okay, anything we do for her? No. And this is where he's going to say he's not going to waste his supply. So let me turn this off and we're going to listen. Let me slow it down again.
All right. I'm not even going to waste my med stuff then.
Like, why the attitude,
You want to run
dude?
down real quick?
Nope, not yet.
All right.
No, he is not looking
House
at
is
him.
clear. She was the only one.
Where's he going?
No, she had a boiling water and came at me with boiling water.
You shot her?
Yeah. She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came out with boiling water.
The
That's what all this
sergeant looking
is.
at
I'm
him like
standing
he's
right
so
here.
stupid.
All right.
And that's where he's landed.
What do y'all need from us?
Just nothing right now. Just hang out there for me. Thank you.
I think the sergeant is mad at him too. Like, what do you mean a pot of water?
I need Grayson to the
And again,
the house if you guys can.
he doesn't even know if the water was hot. He just saw that it was on the stove, but he's telling everybody she came at me with a pot of boiling water. The sergeant looked at him like, "What are you talking? Like, you're dumb. Like, what are you talking about?" So
Other than that, that's I think it.
Anything else suspect?
everyone's looking at him.
I didn't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm good. This fucking bitch is crazy.
Did y'all hear that?
I didn't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm good. This fucking bitch is crazy.
What do you mean? Oh, he's going down. He's going down.
He's got tape. I think I got a roll. I got something coming up.
You just call her crazy. Yeah, the gas. I'm kind of happy I didn't watch this before because
You got enough? If not, I got a roll.
And he's so happy to put out the crime scene tape. Oh, he's disgusting. I can't believe this, y'all.
Yeah, I'm running across the front here. Where do you want it?
I just around the house. You guys can go inside.
Okay. Red bottom.
He's so dumb. Like, this dude, I can't even, like, put into words.
That's good.
You didn't even tie it. It's going to come undone.
Yeah.
Take it off at that front. Find a blue blood pressure cup.
Alright. We're just collecting the garbage cans.
Yep.
It's not even tightly tied to the tree. Everyone's just like looking at him. I feel like the EMT is moving so slow.
Yeah. Where's he at? Inside with me. He's good.
Everyone's checking on the other guy because they know this guy is crazy.
That's my fault, man. I didn't know. It was
No, dude, it was good. It fucking happened so goddamn quick that we didn't have time to fucking call shit out that it was me. And
yeah, that's what I was
Good
trying to
shit.
figure out. Make sure we need to look for something.
He was like, "Oh, he didn't call out that it was him because it went so quick." No, he would just said female shot in the head. He didn't say who did it, and these other cops are checking him about why you didn't tell us it was you that did the shot. What a ugh! I can't even. I'm glad
no,
this
we're
is
good.
over.
I think she set it up on purpose. So this is what it is.
Are you serious? I think you set it up on purpose. He said, "I think she set it up on purpose."
We didn't have time to fucking call shit out that it was me. And
Yeah, that's what
Good
I was trying to
shit.
figure out. Make sure we need to look for
Listen.
something.
no, we're good. I think she set it up on purpose.
I think she set it up on purpose.
So this is what it is.
You told her to go get the shot. Are you serious? You can't be serious.
He said don't go in. I have fucking choice.
Try not to move that bag. We'll take her out on a backboard so you don't have to move that.
What did it say? Let me. Sorry, y'all. I gotta rewatch and
I have
listen.
fucking choice.
Try not to move that bag. We'll take her out on a backboard so you don't have to move that.
Yeah, he's good, dude. I made sure he was good. Yeah, he was here for the whole thing.
No, did he get hit?
No. We barely got missed.
Bruh, come on.
I'll holler at him later.
Hey guys, grab the backboard.
They're moving so slow. Where's he about to turn his camera off?
We're flying on this one.
I'm gonna chill in my car. I'm gonna chill in my car for a minute.
You gonna chill?
I got it. So my car. Camera off. Camera's off.
Telling him to turn it off.
At Eastern Iowa Community.
That was it, y'all. He called the lady crazy. He said he thinks she set it up. You told her to go get the water. And then you talk about she's 1096 and you knew she had issues. She had mental health issues. Why did you go towards her? And he keeps telling I had no choice. Yes, you did. I think he knew that she had problems. I honestly think he knew that she had problems and he was like, this is the perfect victim for me because then I can just say, oh, she came at me. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button if you haven't already. We are at 52 likes. I did not set a like goal for the stream, so I don't know what our like goal is. Oh my gosh. I'm even more mad than I was before. Like calling her crazy is literally wild. Saying that she literally set it up is literally wild. Now I see that she threw the water. I'll give him that. But again, you walk towards her. You literally walk towards her. Why not back up and call the right people to handle? Like, if you couldn't handle it, why? I think he knew. I think he knew. He kept saying that the other guy is all right. The other guy, you guys admitted, he said it. He was not looking at dude. And he's really trying to convince everyone he had no choice. Let's get into the chat. This is absolutely ridiculous. I did not see that part, y'all. I had only seen the view from the other guy. Shari says, why are they still holding their weapons? Shock. Make sure she doesn't get up with another pot of water. I guess that's the only. The guy, the sergeant literally said, where's the gun? She didn't have one. She had a pot of water. Scary. And she threw it at me. It got on my toesies. And I have on shoes. So no, it didn't get on my toesies. But I was so afraid of the water. So she did throw it. And y'all said there's no way she could have thrown it that far. We saw how far she threw it. Not very far. She didn't even hurl the pot. I wish she would have at least hurled the pot and hit him. No, I don't actually, because then he would have said that was a bigger excuse. A pot is not a deadly weapon. A pot is not a deadly weapon. Say it with me. A pot is not a deadly weapon. Dude, come on. Lori said, holding their weapons like she would pop up from a headshot. I'm sick. Exactly. Holding it, make sure she doesn't go anywhere, right? And then the guy didn't even want to give her medical attention. Talk about, okay, I won't waste my stuff. And he had an attitude the whole time. Like she did him an inconvenience by him shooting her. Like, shoot, all right, I ain't gonna waste. Like, seriously? Come on, dude. He had to know. He had to know. This one was not right. Kimmy's alpha side, and yes, he was here. Hey, alpha is infuriating. He knows a little bit about the case. Bring the spiciness. A says, thank you for covering this, Bree. No problem. It's a hard case to cover, but I'm happy y'all hung in there with me. Cherie says, sounds like water. It sounded like the water was still running, right? Julia543 says, that's what it sounds like. Yep. Lori says, did he kick the pot away like it was loaded? No, he just like grabbed it and moved it. And this was the guy that didn't shoot that went to move the pot. So there's that. Grim. It is grim. Julia says, they decide not to use the kit. He decided not to use the kit. The a-hole did. A says, that was so gross. It was. Callous for sure. Elise, so horrifying. I agree. Jazzy G says, shaking my head. No words, right? No words. Kimmy Locker says, come at me, sir. You a dang lie. And I'm not gonna lie, she did throw the pot at her. At first, I was like, she didn't come after him. We couldn't see it from the other guy's view. But also, Sean, why did you walk towards her if you thought she was a threat? If you were gonna be scared of that pot of water, why did you walk towards her? You knew something was wrong with that lady. Come on. I'm so afraid I'm going to walk towards the pot of water. She was coming at me. No, you came at her and she defended herself. Like I said earlier, that I wish she would have done it because at that point, you're threatening her in her house. She was doing self-defense. You put a gun on her. A says the worst thing about these officer shooters and how they never tried to revive the victim. Yeah, this guy, he was like, F it. Oh, it was so, ooh. Kimmy says they need an external investigation. Well, the internal already got him arrested, so I don't think an external is necessary unless we're doing an investigation on every other facility that he worked at. A said it's like she knew he was a pagan, but how? I don't know, because she said, oh God, when she was on the porch with him. She asked him to grab her Bible. She didn't want the dispatch to get off the phone with her. She told him she was going to rebuke him in the name of Jesus, and then she did. Tried to, at least. And I can guarantee he's sitting in jail talking about this is not fair. I want to know, since he said that he had whatever illness he said, if he had a goal to kill someone before he dies. I don't know. A said she literally said sorry. She did. And she had to defend herself. Like, seriously, dude, if you thought she was a problem, back up and say, ma'am, please stand up. Leave the water where it is. I just need your name. You can deal with the water when we leave. There was so many ways he could have de-escalated that. Not tell her, he escalated it. I'm going to shoot you in the effing face. Yeah, I'm about to throw some water at you. What you mean you about to shoot me in the face? Come on, bro. Julia543 says, this is why body cams exist and why his colleague having the body cam on was good. I agree. And I think that if the other officer is the one that triggered the internal investigation and to look at the body cams. Julia543 says, how are you rendering aid without the med stuff? WTF. He used like a rag from the counter, it seemed like. Jazzy G says, yeah, so glad the other cop had his body cam on. Yes, I agree. Cheryl Reed says she's still alive. She was at the time. It's so sad, says A. Jazzy G says, without the body cam, I don't think he would be charged. I agree. He would have went with his story. Maybe the second guy would have told the truth, but it would have been his word against the other guy's word. Julia says, I read reports that her family didn't know she was unalived by police until a relative read it online. Do we know if that's true? I don't know if that's true. Kimmy says to Julia, I saw the press conference where her father, if I remember correctly, said that. Okay. Jazzy G says, yeah, Julia, the son spoke out and said the hospital called him, but would not say who shot her. Yeah. Kimmy Locker says to Jazzy G, the one I saw was definitely an older man, so I just Googled and her father said it as well, and that they were even misled to believe she died from the self-inflicted wounds. Insane. Rosa says, as if any police trainer would have taught him to shoot at the eye first, that is disgusting. As if any training tells him to go towards the threat. At all. Generally, when you see someone who's actually a threat, like maybe someone with an actual gun, and they're walking towards you, the police steps back and they shoot. Not go towards them and then shoot while they're on the ground. Irene says, I'm so sad for Sonya's family. Kudos to the cop still trying to save her. I agree. The other cop, for those saying he needed to be charged as well, they clearly didn't watch the video. Irene says, don't get me started about the lack of efficiency and speed. I've seen it myself as a nurse move. Yeah, they were moving so slow. Julia says, oh, good. He's human. Yeah, for the second cop. Irene says he knows. He knows. Yeah. And A says, a dentist tattoo. I don't know what that means. Laura Lee says, I need the other cop that tried to help to testify in court, please. I hope he does. The only thing, we won't be able to see it unless we actually go to the trial. A says, oh, wow, I heard he had the cam off. It looks like he had it on at least partially, but it didn't have sound. A says, I mean, he's human, but bet he'll back his brother until the end, and he didn't try to talk the killer down when he threatened Sonya in the first time. I don't think he was really paying attention, though, that much. It's like it just kind of escalated. He was looking in a room at the time, and then he turned. It was already escalated. He has to back him up at that point. Kimmy says to A, I can understand not talking him down because who would imagine anyone would actually shoot someone over a pot of water? That too. And I honestly don't think the second guy really understood what was happening, right? Kimmy says she might have picked up the pot, but he also walked towards her and when she ducked. Yes! At that point, she's defending herself. You're in her house telling her you're going to shoot her in the face. Come on, dude. A says, yeah, but that threat was crazy though. Yeah, that was, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. You better not or I'll shoot you in the face. Like, who hurt you, sir? You need to go to church. You for sure need to go to church. Okay. Roxy says, hi, Bri. I usually watch your videos at a later time, but this is the first time I've ever caught your live stream. Well, welcome. Thank you for catching the live stream. Julia543 says, exactly, walk backwards. Yeah, go out of the house that you were never supposed to be in. Talk about, I think she set this up. You forced your way into that house. Y'all was getting ready to leave. And then you asked another question. And then as your partner walked away, we don't know what you said, but somehow you ended up in the house. Okay. And then you sent her into the kitchen. So you can say, oh, I couldn't see what she was doing. Who shoots someone when they're on the ground? That's sick. Kimmy Lunker says, it's even worse if she did pick up / throw the pot at him because the water didn't reach him until it was spilled on the floor. Exactly. Even she threw the pot and it still didn't reach him. So that again shows that he literally had no fear. Like there was no reasonable expectation of fear. She threw the pot and it didn't even make it past the little line on the floor. Like if you watch the video, y'all, watch the video. The sergeant looks at the water like, come on, bro. Come on. Chelsea B says he escalated the situation to something it never needed to be. I agree for sure. Jazzy G says he definitely escalated the whole situation. I agree. And he's blaming her. He's blaming her. Julia543 says, you're so afraid that you walk towards her. Exactly. Exactly. Kimmy Locker says, oh, aren't body cams always on, but not always recording? Then when they're turned on, they save the last 30 seconds to a minute or something. So I think that's what he was doing when he touched it. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Julia says to Kimmy, I think you're right. Julia says, I think, or you know how to not take a pot of boiling water to the face. You don't walk towards it. Exactly. We saw where it reached. Even when she threw it, he said it's right at our feet. I'm pretty sure you wear like those little rubber looking shoes where the water wouldn't penetrate your shoes. So you weren't even going to take, she did. The thing is, I'm happy she threw the water because his excuse that I was not going to take a pot of boiling water to the face is disproven right there. She threw the water. It did not touch your face. It didn't even touch your shoes. You just said, look, it's right at our feet. Boo freaking who? If you can't handle the call, you should have called somebody else. Chelsea B says the body cam is just the guy walking around framing his narrative disgusting. Yep, his is, yeah. Said, I think she set up, you asked her to go turn off the water. Irene says, wow, I heard the nervous chuckle. I heard it on his video cam. I did not hear it on the first guys. Kimmy says to Irene, I think calling it a nervous chuckle is generous. Yeah. It was a sadistic one. Irene says to Kimmy Locker, yeah, I was being generous. Julia says, it's actually perfect because now they have for trial that he didn't know that she was previously 10-9-6. Yeah. But he's still, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it would hurt him or help him. Kimmy Locker says 10-9-6. Mental health issues should mean cops are more careful and empathetic, not just for justification. And when he saw that she was kind of not listening, distracted, and confused, maybe at that point he should have called in and asked. You know, she was not acting normal. Irene says to Kimmy, that part. A says to Kimmy, but as a culture, we use mental health against people. They really shouldn't. Irene says, I saw her TikTok videos before this happened. Oh. Kimmy says, Bri, we literally simultaneously gasped when he said the effing B is crazy. Yeah. I was shocked. You don't think you're crazy? Dude? Roxy said same. He says, yeah, a cold-blooded unaliver. I agree. Chelsea B says, not even shaken up. No, he did not care. That was his goal. I don't care what anybody says. That was his goal, in my opinion. Let's see. Cheryl says, I have no words for this evil, disrespectful POS. A says, reason, a bunch of numbers, why the mentally ill are victims, not perpetrators. Yeah. And again, I'm happy she threw the water because it disproves his point completely. I wasn't going to take a pot of water to the face. You didn't. You didn't. At that point, the threat was gone. Your fear of hot water was gone at that point because she threw the water and landed on the floor. You should have looked at it and said, ma'am, now why did you do that? Like literally. The water landed on the floor. The threat was literally gone. She had no more hot water. That was the pot on the stove. So your threat was literally gone as soon as she threw the water. But your response was to be trigger happy. It makes no sense. She ran out of water. There was nothing left but for her to throw the pot at you. And even then she couldn't do that because you threw the pot when she threw the water at you. So your threat, oh, she had a boiling pot of hot water. It was gone. She threw the water. It didn't make it to your face. It didn't even make it to your shoes. At that point, you should have just looked at me like, ma'am, that was not nice. We're going to have to give you a ticket. I'm happy that I saw she threw the water because now it's worse for him in my book. Julia says, I'm glad he asked about the 1096 while on his body cam because that means at trial he can't say he heard about any mental health issues, right? And that he was scared. He wasn't scared. He walked towards her. I think he better go down. They bet not let him off on this. Roxy says, I don't care how good or bad a person is. You should have some remorse when you take another's life. Yeah. And she wasn't bad. She was going through something. And you threatened her in her house. He had no right. Irene says, so infuriating to me. They label women as crazy too much, especially women of color. I agree. Kimmy says, wait, did he say it was me and Dip referring to his partner? I didn't hear that part. I thought he said I did it. Maybe I don't remember that part. Irene says to Kimmy, that's what I heard. Okay. Cheryl Reed says he even talks about his partner. Yeah. Chelsea B says totally called his partner. Oh, did he? I didn't hear that. Irene says, wow, he said is effing crazy. Yeah, he's insane. Lauren Lee says, I bet his partner drew his gun because of him and not because of Sonya, because this guy is absolutely crazy. Yeah, he did. And I would be afraid that he's going to turn the gun on me if I was his partner. I'm sure that's not the first time that dude did something like that or something that made the partner concerned. And you know, when I was showing you guys that all the other police officers were looking at him or sheriffs were looking at him, I think they were judging him like, see, that's why I didn't want to be his partner. I told you he was crazy. That's what I think they were. I think that's what the deputies was judging because that's what I would have been judging because I'm sure he's already demonstrated behavior that he was capable of doing something like this. Kimmy said to Laura Lee, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's even protocol. Roxy said, if she's holding the water, it doesn't take more than a few minutes to cool down. Yeah, it was sitting on the sink. Irene says he was purposely trying to provoke her. He even failed at that, in my opinion. So he deleted her piece of POS, in my opinion. I agree. Irene, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you very much because I'm probably going to get flagged for this video for sure. A says, Bree, Odin, Norse, whatever runes are featured in pagan religion, many law enforcement allegedly practice, many supremacists too. It's the clock-like tattoo that was on the shooter or on the second cop. I'm calling the guy that didn't shoot the second cop. Julia says, wouldn't he have had steel-toe shoes on? I would assume so, right? And again, it didn't even get on his shoes. He said, look, it's right at our feet. You look dumb, sir. You look really dumb. Julia says, well, a pot can be a bludgeoning weapon. Like if someone was running full speed at me with a pot over the head, I'd be scared. This situation is not scary and I'm not trained for situations. Exactly. You can see she got something going on and she clearly knew he needed to be rebuked. Okay. I wish the water would have touched him because maybe he would have been rebuked at that point. And even then, he has clothes. It was not likely that water was going to land on his face. Oh, well, no, we already saw it. It didn't land on his face. And no one told him to get closer. No one. Okay. A says, I agree he wanted this to happen. Why not turn off the stove themselves so the situation under control? Exactly. There was 2 of them there. What? He could have been like, hey, go turn off the stove for her. Easy. He wanted that. He wanted her to go behind the counter so he can claim that he didn't know what she was doing. Chelsea B says, or just call EMS and get her treatment. Yep. Once they realized that she was not giving her name and she was acting kind of, strange, that's when they should have called for a different help. They weren't the guys for that job. Kimmy Locker says, yep, he said it at the end when they were asking about why they didn't call it in or whatever. Okay, Julia says, somebody needs to clip that rant as a short, so on point. Oh, one of my rants, sorry. Kimmy Lockett says that Julia agreed, ma'am, that wasn't nice. Is as far as this should have gone. Yeah, exactly. That is literally all that needed to be done. We're gonna have to give you a ticket. Because you threw something at an officer. I don't think it's arrest worthy. I don't think it's taser worthy. I don't even think it's mace worthy. I think it's you should have stayed where you were and minded your business. Julia says, and by somebody, I mean I need Bree or Alpha to do it on Bree's channel because she deserves for that to go viral. Thank you very much. I'll try to clip it. I don't know exactly where I said that at. Jazzy G says, yeah, he has other stuff in his history, I bet. I can only imagine. And this is just it was escalating. He was probably escalating. A says both shooter and witness had weird pagan related tattoos. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Irene said, I saw a TikTok about his tattoos. As someone who grew up in a nationalist white family, I can confirm just in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. That was tough, y'all. I'm glad I watched it with y'all though, because those reactions were live. Okay. The beginning, I had seen like the first 15 minutes of it, but the rest of it I had not seen yet. And this cop needs to be put under the jail. And I don't even want him to get the death penalty. I want him to live with this till 90. I hope whatever disease he has doesn't even kill him. I want him to live with it. No, not even 90. Let him live to 112, right? So he has to think about this every day. And what I want them to do is to play this video over and over and over and over again. So he is sitting there trying to justify why he did what he did. I hope that lady he was planning on marrying leaves him. The audacity to say, oh, he was going to get married. And if you were going to get married, maybe you would be a little bit more careful with what you're doing to people and how you're serving and protecting people. Because that was not service or protection. He should have left that lady alone. When she said she was all good, there was no reason for him to say, oh, but what about that car? What about the damage? Oh, they brought it here? Oh my gosh, let's go check it out again. And then he didn't even go check it out. He sent his partner went to check it out. And I was like, all right, whatever. She said it's a problem. If there's another problem, they'll call and maybe someone else will do the call. It's ridiculous. I'm over it. Julia said, I'll time step it as soon as it ends so you can clip it into a shirt. Thank you very much. Only Child says, hello, host and chat. This unfortunate act is a clean-cut murder with intention to commit. Oh, he told us what he was going to do. That's enough time to premeditate it. I'm going to shoot you in the face. Pulls out his gun, points it at her, walks towards her, and shoots her in the face. Premeditated for sure. Irene says, I feel validated watching this with you all, for real, like-minded people. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm glad I watched it with you guys because I had thoughts and I didn't know how to formulate them, okay? Julia says, don't worry, Illinois doesn't have the death penalty. Good. Let him suffer. Let him suffer, for sure. Okay, y'all. Let's see where we're at with our likes. We are at 59 likes. Shout out to the BriHive. We didn't have a like goal, so I'm not going to play our like goal animation, but thank you everyone for watching. Thank you guys for sitting through this with me and giving me your opinions on this case. I am going to keep an eye out on it. Unfortunately, it looks like they're not going to be filming the trial because it would have a lot of people going down to the courthouse. Or no, people can go down to the courthouse still. But it would have a lot of people probably streaming it and talking about it. And this is a case, honestly, in my opinion, that needs to be talked about it. So now where we're going to be moving on to, and again, rest in peace to Sonya, condolences to her family. I hope that they get the justice that they deserve. I hope they get the, I believe they have a civil case going on. I hope they get the pay that they're asking for. There is no reason why this should have happened. Just because she has mental health issues does not mean that she should have been treated that way. He literally shot her down like a dog in the street. And not saying that you should shoot dogs, but as like the saying, it was completely uncalled for, completely unjustified, absolutely ridiculous. So I'll keep an eye on it and I'll let y'all know if anything comes out newsworthy worth of covering on that. If I can find some information on his background and how he ended up at this particular sheriff department, we'll talk about it. But moving on to the next, we are going to be covering the Black Swan. I'm going to catch up on that and give some recaps because I have thoughts, and it looks like the chat also has thoughts on the Black Swan / ballerina case with Ashley Benefield, and that the prosecution is not necessarily proving their case. I will admit, on the first day, it does not seem like they were getting much testimony out of people, but I have not watched the last 2 days, so I'm going to catch up on that. Hopefully have a recap for that for y'all next week. And then we'll see what other cases we're going to cover if we're going to continue to cover this. So have a good night, everyone. Have a good weekend. And again, thank you all for watching. And I will see y'all all on the next live stream. Bye.